Train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Skeleton's still up. Shit. There we go.
Not the skeleton.
I just thought, given what we're talking about today, I thought it'd be really funny if we, like, delayed the episode by, like, 20 minutes.
That would be really funny.
Hang on, let's get you on your chair as well, Trey. I don't know why you're so far to the right. There we go.
I don't know.
That's better. You were a bit
Well,
far
I
right
think it's
for a
because we
second
had,
there.
like, the last time I was here, we had 5 people on, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean,
The last
well, no,
time
that
you
was
were
on- I
here,
was-
we
I
had
was streaming
fucking
that time,
Gilly
I
on the
think.
show. We had Gilly, Nick, Wayne.
No, shut up.
Sir,
It's not
No,
true.
I've only been out for like 2 weeks. It's just because of work stuff, and I was out of town visiting family. Like that's what happened. So
guys,
Um,
Trey's here. How nostalgic.
yeah, no, I'm glad I could satiate everyone's needs of me being on screen.
Oh, I just thought of
Yeah.
one little topic I did want to talk about very briefly before we go into the main show. But I'm going to put that down
Yeah.
on the weed real quick.
You do that.
Okay, so, who wants to introduce today?
I guess I can, since it's been a couple weeks since I haven't done it,
Do you
or
want to
I
do
haven't
that?
been here.
Let's go. Ooh,
All right.
Trey intro.
Okay. Let me know if my mic cuts out. I've been looking at my little meter thing, and it seems to be working fine. But I just
Sure.
want to make sure. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunset City, the Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. I am one of the hosts, Trey Nobles. I'm finally back from my 2-week vacation of Sunset City, and we have Garrulus64.
Hi, hello.
Hello, hello. We also have Gotta Be Frank.
Hello.
Hello, Frank. And our fearless leader, but also equal channel pup.
Hello.
All right, and just
He's an equal.
I think he is an equal. Yes, pup is an equal for sure.
Even with that superiority complex.
Well, that's why we have to keep him our equal. You know, that way
fair
he
enough.
doesn't veer off into his fantasies of overruling all of us and everything.
Wait,
you
I
know?
could do that? That's an option?
No,
No,
it's not an
no, no,
option.
that's
No,
not-
it's not.
okay.
That's never an option. That's never an
Okay,
option.
okay.
It was one of Trey's patented jokes.
Yeah,
Pup, here's
yeah.
the thing. Like, you could try it, you would not be successful at it. Sorry.
Okay, Frank, you're
Frank's been
structuring
wrong
that
about
like you're trying.
things
No,
before, though. Like, I'm hearing this from the
Frank-
guy that doesn't like Sonic
Frank.
Frontiers.
you're structuring that as if it's a
So
challenge,
somebody-
Frank. You're structuring that as if you're egging Pup to like beat you at this challenge.
I feel like
rather
your
than-
idea of victory doesn't line up with my idea of victory. I could win this.
Housekeeping.
Yeah, see,
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Yeah, housekeeping. Super chats will be read at the end of the stream. Thank you for anyone and everyone that supports us, and you can also support us through Patreon as well. And you can get some
And
cool
channel
tier
memberships.
and channel memberships. That's correct. Yes, get cool like tier bonuses through Patreon and stuff of that nature. Does someone have the list of
I
the?
do.
Okay, can you read that out? I don't have it pulled up.
Yep, we got it. We got My Great Rolls, Then 101, Aiden Fitzgerald, Stardust Chaos, Crimson Rose, Mr. SP, and KB.
Heck yeah.
Yay.
Hooray!
I did good.
We love y'all. Thank y'all. I just noticed on Discord, why Dylan, why are you and Frank just the letter G with a bunch of dots next to y'all's name?
Oh, no,
Um,
that's because you've got a streaming software open, probably. It will truncate.
Yeah, you got-
Yeah,
got
you're in
streamer
streamer
mode
mode.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even know.
yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
didn't, we
see,
didn't go
the
through
th-
some
the
radical
thing-
rebrand or something.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
we both
like,
just became G.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like, see,
Hey
what
guys,
it
my
does, to
name's
my knowledge,
Dylan.
is if-
Welcome to the G spot,
you are,
baby. I'm gonna be
Welcome to
making
the G
videos
spot.
all
Sorry,
about
Daisy.
Mario.
Right, Pup, that's enough. Thanks. All right. So like, basically, so what it does is it'll just, if you're in streamer mode and your nickname in a server is the same as your Discord username, it will just abbreviate it to the first letter, and I
Oh,
still
okay.
don't really know why. I really don't think it matters, because you can
That's
just
interesting.
reject a friend request or something. Like it's not
well,
like it
yeah,
matters.
or you could just set it to where you can't, you just don't accept new friend requests. That's what I
It
do.
just seems,
Like,
it just seems goofy. It
Yeah.
seems silly.
So-
I mean, it kind of sucks because there's some people where it's just like, hey, I wanted to add you as a friend, but you're not adding new people, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then I turn it off for them, and then turn it right back on whenever like I add them or something.
So
But
it's
yeah.
been
Yeah, sometimes it's like I put it on like no friend requests, and then someone
Right.
needs to DM me, and I'm like, oh yeah, send me a friend request, and then they're like, oh, Discord said a samurai attacked my friend request and it was not delivered. And that's like literally what it says sometimes. Like it'll just give a reason
I
for like
I
why it
I
doesn't make it.
love how Discord is just ran by a bunch of millennials. Like because that's such a millennial thing to do, where it's just like, oh, your friend request got hijacked by the CIA, sorry, or something stupid like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, abducted by aliens. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they still make the took an arrow to the knee joke?
Please tell
Do
me
they
they
still
do.
I
do
mean,
that?
Um,
I mean,
somewhere, I'm sure.
with the Oblivion remastered that came out, I wouldn't doubt that that's probably made a comeback
They should do
to an
chainsaw
extent.
to the dick instead. That's way better.
Yeah, pup. Yeah, that's the joke isn't just they took a blank to the blank, pup. It's a line in the game, Skyrim.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
I do.
played-
We do know this.
You
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know. Who you been playing? Wait, why you been playing Elder Scrolls Online with each other, but not with me? I've got that game.
Not Elder
You're not.
Scrolls Online.
What do you
just,
mean?
Just
He
just
didn't say
Skyrim
that.
or Oblivion.
It's
Yeah,
the same
like,
game. It's literally the same.
That wasn't any part of the sentence he just said.
no.
That's the Skyrim and Elder Scrolls Online are the exact same game.
This is a very good example of when Pup hears something. There's a little worm in his
Right.
head that translates things into something completely different. He hears differently from everyone else. I'm not sure why.
It's a different frequency.
You're basically discriminating against me because English isn't my first language, you prick.
Because there's a little worm
Yes,
in your head that
that's
tells you
exactly.
lies. That's why.
That is exactly what it is, Pop.
Yeah,
I'm glad
absolutely.
you understand.
Yeah, you're my favorite streamer that speaks American, pup.
So okay, let's
No,
get into let's talk about Sonic. So
Yeah, sure.
first thing I got written down
Really have
here.
to?
This is for the shut up, Frank. For the warm-up discussion. A piece of Sonic lost media became Sonic found media recently. You guys know about this?
What would that be?
It's been a while since the Sunset City Squad has rode these parts. Trey, I'm still getting a teeny bit of echo of my voice from your end. If we could just reduce that by a dinkum.
I'm surprised that you don't want to hear more of yourself all the time. You know, considering you want to rule over everything. I'm trying to help you out, pup. Actually, that's what I'm trying to do.
Everything my
got a
outer
good
voice
point.
says is just a repeat of something my inner voice said, so I've heard this all before. But yeah, so Sonic
gotcha.
the Hedgehog 4 Episode 2's post-credit scene leaked, revealing some implications for Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 3. Did we all see that?
I did. Yeah, like it's been a minute,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
I
like,
remember.
what, a 12 or 14-second cutscene or something.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
the content of which shows us that Knuckles appears to be aboard the Death Egg 2 and uses the Master Emerald to repower it. So presumably Knuckles has been duped by Dr. Robotnik once again. I wish Knuckles was a good friend at this point, but also, like, they really were happy to just remake the first 3 games, weren't they, effectively?
And
Yeah.
worse by far.
yeah.
But like, I mean, I would have liked to see where that would have gone. I guess because there was like that big alien fleet or something.
I have a
don't know if
pitch.
it was aliens or just Eggman stuff.
That's
but
Robotnik's
Could have been neat.
But
I am curious as to like
An egg,
how, like, well, because eventually with the Sonic 4, I guess like episodic releases, I would have liked for eventually all 3 of the episodes to just be one big game, and I thought that's what they were kind of like leaning towards whenever these things were being released at the
Yeah.
time.
well,
But
I have an idea
Yeah.
of how
Because
to
they
fix
can't, 'cause they-
history.
okay,
So, we're in a very fortunate position in that there is a Sonic 4 on the way that everyone's very excited about. With the
Right.
Sonic 4 movie. Like, a lot of people are excited
Yeah.
for that, and Sega obviously do have the track record now of releasing little re-release game projects with new content alongside these movies. Sonic 1 had Colors Ultimate,
God.
Sonic 2 had Origins, and Sonic 3 had Sonic X Shadow Generations. So, Here's what I'm gonna say. Sonic 4 has Metal Sonic in it. Re-release the Sonic 4 episodes with a third episode.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And have Amy playable.
Honestly, I think it's funny because, like, lately Sega has been and Sonic Team have been very adamant on like kind of embracing like their past,
It's
good
on the
and bad,
timeline.
basically. I honestly don't think it's a terrible idea. I think for me it would have to be just a full-blown remake because I'll
Yeah.
be
Just-
I'll be very
Absolutely.
honest. Like at the even at the time, especially episode 1 just looked like dog water. I'm not gonna lie. Like the way that he was
Please,
like.
Played like it too.
I mean, wait, what is
Dylan
it?
and I share- Dylan and I share a brain cell.
What did you guys say?
Oh, when Trey said that it looked like dog water, Dylan and I said plays like it too.
Ah. Well, so
Yeah, that's.
I want
yeah.
them. So obviously, it would be awesome if we could just remake Sonic 4 from the ground up, just fully blown remake it and make it good and better. But it's so fucking nostalgic now, Sonic 4. Like, I kind of want to pick it up
Ew.
with its
I'll-
jank-ass physics.
I disagree.
You go ahead.
I was gonna-
Damn,
I was
It's
gonna say
bad.
like
But I'm nostalgic
like,
for it.
it's fucking awful.
there have been times
It's not a bad.
like where I well there have been times where like I used to play a game whenever I was younger. I used to like it, but recognize that it wasn't that great. Like with Shadow the Hedgehog or something. Come back and still have a good time. But Sonic 4, I've never had that desire with because I just feel like it's a very redundant.
But what you talking? It's literally epic.
God no.
It's so epic.
it's
Like the
lit-
first episode has the little Tails rocket, and I was like, "Oh my god, Tails!" And then lo and behold, he was in episode 2. It was fucking epic, dude.
Yeah,
There is an
Tails
epidemic
rocket.
of delusion or something. 'cause
Remember the
Jesus
Tails
Christ, I do
rocket?
not.
And oh my god, the final boss of episode 1 against the fucking Death Egg robot that apparently people call Bap2, according to Nick. Like, that was epic, wasn't it? Come on, man. And how they
No.
brought back all those awesome, like, level themes. That was so sick.
I hated
I
here.
can't decide if it's opposite day or if Pup is just doing like his usual thing.
he's just trolling. He has to be. I don't believe this for a nanosecond. I'll be honest because
Okay,
brain
I'm
damage?
explaining
Got-
reasons
Here-
why
okay,
I love it,
I-
not
Developing
reasons why it's
CTE at this
good.
point.
here's my thing. I'm so down for a new modern Sonic 2D game. Absolutely. And if Sonic the Hedgehog 4 remaking that is how we can like well, first of all, like have a better version of that game with the modern with the modern
I don't
aesthetic.
think that's possible.
I think I mean you can only go up from there
The thing
in
is,
my
episode
opinion with
1,
Sonic
if
4.
you want to make it, if you actually want to make it good, this is the thing. This is why there's almost no point in trying to make it good. Episode 1, if you want to make it good, it has to be completely unrecognizable as episode 1. You need new level themes for starters, because the rehashing was a genuine problem in those games. Like,
That's not a remake then. That's more like a new game. If
Yeah,
you're
like,
asking for a
like,
new
that's-
game.
that's why I'm saying there's no point remaking it, so just fucking release them as the fucking garbage that they were. But I'm so nostalgic for it, so it's okay.
But just have episode 3. What if episode 3 was like a retelling? Where it's like they re-release episode 1 and 2, and then it's like episode 3 is just like here's the adventure that you went through and
absolutely
everything.
Not. The
Then I'm not
opposite
gonna-
of that.
Then I don't want it.
Episode 3 would be like first level floating island, second level water city, or it would be like, you know, here's Bridge Island, here's fucking Pinball Carnival. What else we got?
We get it. You like Sonic Superstars. We get it.
No, I'm not
Yes.
saying. No, I'm making a joke about how Sonic Superstars' level theming was barely any different from Sonic 4's.
No, you listed things that were not in Sonic 4 though.
Yeah, I was saying that basically Sonic Superstars.
That was a
has
bad
the
comparison because
No,
Superstars
I'm
has
saying
better
that-
stuff.
No, I'm saying that Superstars has the same mentality towards its original levels.
Yeah,
as
you're
Sonic
wrong. I don't
4.
know. You just. I don't know.
No, he's
I don't think
he's-
so
got
because
a point.
Would you not say that
I-
Sonic Superstars' levels are all incredibly derivative, except for maybe Golden Capital? But that's a shit level, so I don't fucking care.
I think it was like
What is the
in the
argument
case of
here? I don't
Superstars.
actually remember.
Well,
What's
the argument for Superstars is that the way they did level themes in both Superstars and Episode 4, or like
Yeah,
a
are you
Sonic the
arguing
Hedgehog
that they
4 were
both
the same.
suck?
Yeah, like, so basically
Well,
what I'm saying is,
they
like,
were
Sonic
both
4,
derivative.
Sonic 4
Okay, because I
Episode
think I
2,
got my wires crossed. I agree. I think they both are
yes,
very
that's what I'm
lacking in like
saying.
the creativity department.
Sonic
But
4
like, I
Episode
also
2,
think Sonic Superstars looks nicer. Like they tried harder,
sure, but
at least.
Sonic 4 Episode 2's whole thing was like, okay, to disguise the fact we're ripping off levels, we'll, like, combine them a little bit. And then, so it's like, rather than oil ocean, you've got oil desert. I don't really see much difference between that and Sonic Superstars being like, okay, so here's, what's the name of the water level? Lagoon City, which is quite obviously aping Hydro
Blue
City.
Lagoon or something.
Here's Pinball Carnival, you can tell what that's supposed to be. Like, Sonic Rumble? Sonic Superstars is effectively Sonic 4 Episode 3 in a lot of ways.
I can see that to an extent.
Especially with the music.
Well, you could kind of say this for a lot of Sonic games, though, because, I mean, it's the same thing with Heroes. Heroes had a lot of level themes that were very derivative of their past.
Heroes had an excuse of being far earlier in the line, and it wasn't called Sonic 4. Like, with the 4
I mean,
comes the expectation
but
of new.
Superstars isn't called Sonic 4 either.
True, but Sonic Superstars, again, it's quite a way down the line. As well as that, Sonic Heroes had the benefit of revisiting these kind of level themes for the very first time. That and doing it in 3D.
I mean, yeah, and
I don't see any point in replaying classic
the
zones
thing
in
is
2D again.
Is the thing that I'm getting at is that, like, yes, like Heroes has a lot more value when it comes to its level themes because of like the difference in perspective, and as well as it just overall, like, it feels like they put a lot more time and effort into it. But with Superstars, like, there's plenty of levels in there that they're like, yeah, I can see this like took some inspiration, but it's not like a complete carbon copy. It's not like a complete.
No, it's not a complete. But here's the thing: is like post Mania, like we've got a lot of classic Sonic games now. Can we just get something new and fresh?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, is the levels might be new in Superstars.
And you're asking for Sonic 4 episode.
Shut up, okay?
Oh,
I'm
man.
inconsistent.
I told you. I said earlier he's a
hypocrisy
paradox
of
of a
this
man.
The point is, I just think it would be hilarious to get a Sonic 4 re-release and an authentic Sonic 4 Episode 3. Just because there's a little part of my little monkey brain that was kind of looking forward to seeing where it was going. And also because I'm very nostalgic for the Sonic 4 saga.
I think this means that we've had it. I think we've had it too good with Sonic lately. Pup is asking for bad things. He's asking for things to be worse.
It's been too good. We need to dial it back a little
crazy.
bit.
Look,
and put
it's
some
just
We
shit
need
in
to
there.
make it worse. We can make more videos.
With
Gotta put
Shadow
a little stink on
Generations,
the,
we
on the
catered
franchise
to...
again.
With Shadow Generations, we catered to more kind of like 2000s era Sonic fans. Let's get a Sonic 4 Episode 3 in the works for us 2010s fans.
God no.
I mean, 2010s fans, like, sadly enough, got the brunt end of the stick with Sonic Colors Ultimate.
Yeah, they were
Recolored is great, though.
disrespected.
But, like, they were disrespected. Even though I don't like Sonic Colors, like, I feel like the fans of that game should have still gotten a proper remake.
Yes.
I think like
for
Colors
sure.
is a good game, but it's just like it did become kind of emblematic as like a starting point for where they started to kind of lose the appeal of Sonic. But from a gameplay perspective, they nailed it with Colors, I think. Mostly. Mostly.
Yeah. And the level themes were great. I will say
Oh
that.
god, the art direction of Colors was fantastic. Those are some of the best kind of original levels that we've had for Sonic.
Oh yeah.
I kind of feel like
Absolutely.
Colors was like the last hurrah of them trying to make new levels for Sonic, though, really.
I agree. I completely agree. It's yeah, but like with the case of Sonic 4, in my opinion, if they really want to go that route, I think they should remake it, or at least like do like a pseudo remaster, or even do like the Oblivion treatment where it's like it's a remaster and it looks a lot better, but it still retains some of the jank if you want it. But like, I don't know, Sonic 4's jank isn't charming.
Fun.
It's not
would be
charming.
cool,
Like Sonic Adventure 1, that's charming jank. That's like jank where it's like, oh yeah, they really went all out with this, but just didn't work in a good bit of areas. Like,
I guess
whatever.
what they
Yeah,
could
but
maybe
could've used
do
a-
is just
Could have
create
used a little more polish, but it's fine.
Yeah.
good new Sonic 4 just to give us a way to revisit the
That doesn't
numbered
exist.
series. But
That will
also,
never
I would say, like, it would be kind of interesting if they did, like, the remake thing, and it's like, okay, so the levels of Sonic for Episode 1 are still, like, Splash Hill and stuff, but they've made more of an effort to distinguish it from Green Hill. Like, Splash Hill could now be a water level, and it could, have different looks to the fucking checkerboards and shit. Like, you could make it have its own identity. That's the thing, is if you do want to kind of factor in similar level archetypes, they still got to have their own visual identity, which is where I can say that Superstars succeeded where Sonic 4's episodes failed. Is like with Sonic 4's levels, they don't have their own identity. Look at like fucking Sky Fortress. Best level in Sonic 4 Episode 2, but it is literally Wing Fortress.
Oh yeah. Like
With
that's
Sky Temple in Sonic Superstars, I can at least kind of say, it's a little different to Sky Sanctuary. And with Pinball Carnival, I can at least say it's like purple. You know, like at least they did a bit of palette swapping on it.
I think they like with Superstars they started off strong with like the first level of the game being like a kind of a beachy like mountain theme from
To
what
be fair,
I could
is that
kind of
not
gather.
just Green Hill though? It's
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess it's more like kind of an inlet than Green Hill is. But really, like the fact that people just had to change the checkerboards from like silver to brown shows that it's basically Green Hill.
Yeah, but like at least it's something different. And sometimes like a palette swap is kind of all you need to make something at least a little bit transformative, as long as the level design isn't one-to-one.
That's
You
why
know,
I give, Sonic
I mean,
4 Episode 2 a tiny bit of respect, though, is that Sylvania Castle was definitely a less conventional.
Right, I do like Sonic 4 Episode 2 a little bit more than the first
it's
episode.
definitely better than the first.
Like,
quite a lot.
yeah.
I think the levels are like a little more imaginative. Sylvania Castle, I think, is a pretty standout thing. That's like a very, like, I just love the idea of it. Like, let's do it. This is like a creepy, like gothic architecture castle that you're running through. Like, yeah, all right, let's do it.
Like
I
Sonic
will
4
say
Episode
this,
1. Go on.
I am Sonic 4's #1 hater.
With Episode 1, though, it's like even if
whole thing.
you meet it on its own terms, the physics still don't make any sense. That's still like quite an objective issue with it, is that the physics don't make sense and aren't predictable. With Episode 2, I think its real crime is just its title, because like the physics work and make sense in that game. They're not one-to-one with the classics by any stretch, but they work. The Tails mechanics work. Everything here works. Generally, the levels have a little bit more personality to them. It all works. I think Episode 1 doesn't even work on its own terms. The only way I can see it working is as just a mobile game that exists just to simulate classic Sonic. But at that point, just port the fucking classics, you know? Like...
And they did.
Yeah, they did after.
Did.
No, they did after.
They did before and they did after.
What, on mobile?
It was in between,
Yes.
because Episode 1 came out in like 2010,
Yeah.
and then Episode 2 came out in 2014.
And Sonic CD
and-
came out between Sonic 1 and Sonic...
It's 2011.
Yeah,
There
so
were
Sonic
also
CD
Genesis-
Yeah.
There were
remastered.
also emulated versions of Sonic 1 and 2 on mobile, so
okay.
that does exist.
So there
they've
was
done it
literally no
before
point.
and they've done it after. Yeah, there was no point. But it was an I believe it was an anniversary title, right? Because I remember the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff.
Yeah, I
don't know
remember
if
that
that's
too.
for
Yeah, so Sonic 4 Episode 1 was like a 19th anniversary thing, which is not a real anniversary. Shut the fuck up. But, like... God, they love their anniversary numbers, man. But, yeah. I don't know. I'd like to see a revisitation of the Sonic 4 formula. Just for shits and giggles, though. Don't prioritize it. Like,
I love how it's just like, instead of it being like a
we are
genuine
talking in
thing.
circles. Don't go back into an explanation about this, because we have already done this like 3 times.
I think they should
Yeah.
bring back
Just-
Green Hill as the first level as well.
I'm just
And
okay,
have the
dude.
Deadly Six in it.
Okay, dude.
I'm keeping I'm trying to like limit what I say because there's
gonna call
not a
me a
bit of
slur.
positivity coming out of me when it comes. Shut up.
There are no slurs you can use against me.
Why are you trying to like egg him on? Like, why are you trying to like be like, hey, you should. There's nothing you can do to hurt my feelings. Like, don't do that.
No, it's just I don't think a slur exists for a straight white guy from England.
No. You want this to be the last
From
episode
well,
of the podcast?
the from
Let's do it.
England part. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
want
No,
this to be the
there's
last
no
episode of the
slur you
podcast?
can
Let's
use
do it. Let me
against
pull
the
up a
English
list.
because we invented the problem in the first place.
That's not flex. That's
I'm
not
not
flexing.
flexing that. I'm just saying it can't
Never
work.
wanted
That's
to
not-
talk about
what are we
Sonic
doing?
More than I do right
I'm
now.
saying we need
Okay,
to
so-
strategize. We need to find a way to defeat the English.
I wish I was the one streaming it so I can mute them. Sorry, Trey. It's just
No, it's okay. It's nothing personal. It's just business. I get it. I understand.
No. It's just it's nothing personal. It's just pup.
It's just pup. I understand.
But yeah, the other reason I will never say anything positive about Sonic 4 is because I'm very picky about 2D platformers, and Episode 1 and 2 are just they are terrible.
They're just not engaging. I think that's my
what-
biggest
What's that?
thing.
I mean, to
One
be
just
fair,
happens
what's
to-
that bad about the second one? I think the second one's all right on its own terms.
I think
I
the
think
second
that-
one's just bland. That's just
It's
my
bl-
thing.
It's bland. Yes,
The
the
bosses are too
controls
long.
okay. The level design is very mediocre.
Fair.
The little tag ability you have with Tails is very forced, and it really kills the pacing of it.
Fair.
And bosses. So aside from that, I can't find too much that I like from it.
Fair.
So, yeah, I am Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 and Metal's #1 hater.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I will say, like, the one thing I did appreciate, at least at the time, was with Sonic 4, like, the episode Metal being, like, the lock-on technology kind of in-between story. I thought that was cool. Because at the time, like, DLC wasn't, like, as massive as it was, like, nowadays, if that makes sense. So,
It was,
getting
like,
something
on
like
the-
that.
It was on the rise. Like, we were slowly
Yeah.
getting, like, games that would come out with DLC. Anybody who's a Call of Duty player, like, we've had that since Modern Warfare.
Oh, for sure.
I think Mega Man 9 and 10 actually had it. I don't remember the extent to it. I haven't done enough research on the game yet.
Oh, yeah, Mega Man 9 and 10, they mainly had, like, stuff in, like, this little shop that they had,
Well-
with Mega Man 9 in particular.
Yeah, but they also had like challenge. They had challenge levels. I'm
Yes.
remembering it now because
Yeah.
they included it for free, or it came included when they did the Legacy Collection. But you get challenge levels, and with Mega Man 10, you actually get 3 new abilities when you complete those challenge levels.
That's cool. I need to revisit those games. I remember loving Mega Man 9 whenever I was
They're
younger.
pretty good. Like 9 was
Yeah.
much better than I ever thought it would be. I did struggle near the end, and then when I played 10, I breezed through that game.
10 was way too. Again, it's the same thing that we were talking about. Like not saying that not saying that like Mega Man 10 was not engaging, but it wasn't as engaging as 9. Like whenever I
Yeah.
played 9, I was like, oh crap, I'm a gamer, I'm skilled,
Yeah.
but like
I'm locked in, but
I
it's
am
like,
locked in.
It's them going back to the eight. They're going back to the same well, trying to make another 8-bit game. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's fine. 9 was great for its novelty, and then 10 is like it's a little more of the same thing. It's still nice.
I've always been curious as to what engine they use for 9 and 10 because it's been said that those games could not run on an NES,
They cannot.
So
They don't
I've
even
always been
run at,
curious
like,
about
the-
that.
They don't even run at the usual aspect ratio. It's like this
Well,
really
yeah, I think
bizarre
it's
one.
because they tried to make them appear more like the NES games by like introducing sprite flicker and stuff like that as like just a thing they put in.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
you-
like they did a
you can
good
remove
job of
those.
making it seem like in the NES games. But
Oh
it's,
yeah,
like,
well
actually,
you
like,
play
a-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm curious is because you play 9 and 10, and from like a game feel perspective, like it doesn't feel really much any different than like Mega Man 2 and 3.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like
Yeah.
that just
Yeah, they
shows
just-
how
they
good
really
were.
cooked.
Yeah.
they were locked in. I miss that Capcom.
I don't know. I kind of prefer the Mega Man 11
I
approach
kinda
though.
don't.
I just prefer like the cool
And
like new models
here's a
and
good
stuff.
reason.
And
Like, I have a good reason for why I don't miss that Capcom, because about a year or two later, they turned into the Capcom that put like $180 of DLC into a game that you had to buy the unlock code for it.
Oh yeah, no. Like, well, that's what I'm saying is that those games were released before that time, right before, but still before.
Yeah.
Like it. I have Mega Man 11. I have not played through it yet, but I really want to. I
It's
just
a
need to
tough
sit
one.
down.
Like, if
Yeah.
9 and 10 were like fun for you, 11's like a challenge because they
Which
mess
I'm
with the
okay with.
they mess with the difficulty options where like hard mode is our normal mode, and it's super ridiculous at times. But I think I'm just gonna go on the easier difficulty and then switch to the harder difficult, what they have labeled as normal mode, and just see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways,
We do
is there
have,
anything else relating to Sonic 4?
I don't
we need
think
to,
there's
like,
anything
talk
else
about?
to say about Sonic 4, to be fair.
I didn't think there was anything to say about Sonic 4.
honestly,
to be
Like
honest.
the fact that we
Well,
stay
there
on
was the
this for
episode
so long is
3
really funny.
Lost Media
Okay, so-
thing. Like, that's quite
hold
a
on.
cool thing.
So the thing is that if anyone's ever gone and seen that timeline, Sonic 4 episode 1 and 2, I believe, take place where Sonic Pocket Adventure was supposed to take place, but obviously they don't really mention that game. Why don't we get a reimagining of that? Why don't we just get a reimagining, just do the Sonic Pocket Adventure thing, but just go through everything? That's basically Mania. Never mind.
I mean, that
give
would
up.
also, basically be another
Gosh.
let's run through
It would
familiar
just be
levels thing.
Green Hill, like chemical plant again, like the exact
Dude,
same things again.
I would like one of those, but with all of the handheld zones.
I think
You
what
get
I'll say
Bridge
is,
Zone,
like,
you get not the Aqua Zone from Sonic Blast. That was terrible.
I think what I'll say,
I-
in, like, a
yeah.
complete seriousness, is I'm very nostalgic for Sonic 4. I've got a big fondness for it. It's not good.
I do not
Even at
understand.
the time, I didn't think it was good, but I've developed a weird fondness for it because the reason I think I remember it is because I remember, like, I had another little online community that I used to talk to a lot. It was some of my earlier days
Okay.
venturing out into, like, the Sonic fan base on the internet, and Sonic 4 hype was kind of real, and it is just funny to look back
It was.
at, like, this historic moment of, like, Sega announcing there'd only be one character in Sonic 4, and I was against the idea wholeheartedly. That's another thing I remember, is, like, I just got done with Sonic Unleashed, was enthusiastic to see more of that, and then they announced they were going back to 2D. I was like, aw, man. Like, that was my
If you
overall
remember-
reaction at the time.
If you ever get the chance, there is a video where Sonic 4 Episode 1 was shown off early at an event called SGC, and people just lost their fucking minds over it. I remember seeing that as the hype for the game, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is a big deal."
I remember
It is
also...
it is funny how like you do in the mobile version of Sonic 4. I think they patched it out, but in the mobile version of Sonic 4,
they
because
did.
Sonic 4 was originally a mobile game, and it was just called Sonic Mobile, and you can still see that logo in the casino level, like in the background of like
Oh.
the Ferris wheel or whatnot.
There
It's
was,
really funny.
There was a little element of cope to things with me as well. Like, particularly with Sonic 4 Episode 1, because basically, I don't know why, but, like, we were a household where we just didn't have Xbox Live or any, like, online services for games
That's fair.
consoles. My parents didn't really get it, and it was just like, yeah, so I had these consoles, never did any online stuff with them. And when I saw that, like, the games were download exclusive, I was like, well, that's that then. I'm not going to be getting those. So as things got released, I was coping, being like, the movement looks weird, all of the levels are rehashes, and stuff like that, where in other cases I'd probably give more benefit of the doubt. It's just really funny that I was coping, but, like, I turned out to be right. But then when I got them on, like, mobile phone, because I got, like, a Google Nexus 7 for Christmas in, like, 2013. I was able to get both the Sonic 4 episodes and play them.
Dude, that was actually a really good tablet.
No,
I
it
had
wasn't.
one of those for a while. It was really good.
No, it wasn't. It was
I liked
appalling.
Hey, for what it is, it's decent.
Well, let me...
Yeah, I mean, it didn't last super long. But you could
Yeah,
play
that's-
N64 games on that thing.
That's
That was
no,
awesome.
the problem with the Google Nexus 7, because I loved my Google Nexus 7,
And it's
but
got an Android.
it's the kind of thing where the Google Nexus 7 was also reviewed extremely well when it came out as, like, an iPad killer and stuff like that, because it was really that
Oh,
good.
God.
But my god, they did not stand the test of time, because holy fuck, they made those
Oh,
things
yeah,
out
no,
of
they didn't.
sand.
Dude, they actually did. They fell apart at the. There was this thing I had to look up because me and two of my brothers had one of them, and they all stopped working at some point. And they had this flaw where just in the design of the tablet, because they didn't do something to keep the battery in a good place, it would like jitter out of place over time.
Yes.
And you would have to go in and like open it up and like shove the battery back in place and like hold it there
Yes.
with a piece of something like some.
I
you know,
had to
something's
do
not gonna
that
catch on fire.
exact thing so
basically.
many times. Like,
It's
and then
ridiculous how
replacing,
many
like,
times
the
it
jack
happened.
as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, the tablet had all the right little
They were
stuff
made
for
of
the
sand.
short term,
Yeah.
but it did not survive. Like, it slowed
Yeah,
to an absolute
I think that was
crawl.
what kept me from wanting to get like any kind of Android tablet. I think that was the first device I've heard of. And it was like, ooh, okay, so I should probably stay
Android,
away from
yeah.
these things because the build quality is not there.
Yeah, no, and it's also like I found this out with like Lenovo laptops as well. Like there are so many like computer brands that basically
God,
just
this is
make
awkward.
uh-oh.
Wait a minute, that's so funny. I had a laptop my brother sold me once. He was like, "Oh, I don't need this anymore. Can I sell it to you?" So he sold it to me at like a really reduced price. And he didn't mention to me at first that if you even slightly put any pressure on the laptop on the left side near the mouse, it will shut off because the battery is there, and if you like just any kind of pressure makes the battery just freak out and shut off.
I've had two
like-
I would be
Lenovo.
like-
That's really funny.
I've had two
It was
Lenovo
stupid,
laptops, and they are garbage. Like, and it's not even just
Oh,
like
God.
the inner components being bad; their shells are bad. Like bits just break
I think it
off
was
of them
Lenovo, yeah.
constantly,
MSI,
and I'm not even aggressive.
That's another company.
I remember my first Lenovo laptop. Literally, the back piece of it would hang off of it when I lifted it, and it was just like it was ridiculous. The thing was just falling apart. The second one, if you position, like if you use it as like a laptop and actually have it on your lap, if you positioned it wrong, you'd get a slight electric shock because there's a part of exposed wire or something in it. Yeah, no,
sounds
Lenovo
like a
I've had
lawsuit,
nothing but
honestly.
bad experiences with.
Should I
Asus
be
I'm actually
concerned?
impressed with. Yes. I mean, just use it as a desk computer and you should be fine. But if you take it around and put it on your lap,
I work off a Lenovo laptop.
I will say next time don't go full Lenovo. If I may make a recommendation.
Oh no. Like,
Don't go full Lenovo.
Well, yeah, obviously. The next time I am looking for a PC or anything, I'm going for a desktop computer. Like I have
Same
to.
here probably, but like I will say if you do want a little powerhouse to take on the go, the Asus Tough series is very good and also not massively expensive either. Like I've got an
Also,
Asus
MSI.
Tough.
Is echoing, yes.
One other one that I would say to avoid is MSI. I used to use one, and I guess the bezel broke or something and lifted the screen.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's really hard to get a
Only
good
because-
fucking computer.
The spring or whatever it is like the thing that is holding it in place was plastic.
Right. I know that
$1,500 laptop, and they couldn't use something a little stronger.
I think if I understand right, like Lenovo's as well, like their exteriors and the components that hold them together, like there's a percentage of that material that is just sand, like quite literally sand. So that's wild.
Like the texture of it. That's weird.
No, not the texture. Like the plastic. Like obviously plastic varies in quality, but they use like such low quality stuff that I think sand is a component in it, like something to bulk it out. I don't know exactly, but it's something I've heard from someone somewhere at some point.
So if you want a super chat,
Yeah.
we can afford better equipment. Mostly me, I guess. Feel free.
Yeah,
We're
Frank
very
Running on
needs-
grateful.
Nexus 7 tablets.
Frank needs a new Nexus 7. I need a new Nexus 7. We all need new Nexus 7s.
I would like
They're
a new
staff-
Nexus 7. That'd be
Do
pretty
fuck-
cool.
do
They
a
are
fucking
staff Nexus
straight up
7s.
DSP Begathon or some shit. Because goddamn, I'm terrified now.
Yeah, let's get.
I was having issues with my computer yesterday, and now I'm just like, oh god, so this could really just go straight to shit immediately.
Oh, dude, I also got a Lenovo at a time during a Lenovo scandal as well, where to subsidize the price, they'd have loads of pre-installed software on there. But it was basically part bloatware, some of it's spyware. And I had to, like, use, like, an anti-spy engine to remove, like, I think there were, like, 76 spyware threats pre-installed on the fucking machine.
That is crazy.
Also, if you have, let me guess, did they also put McAfee, what do you call it, antivirus? Because
Yeah,
that might as
McAfee
well just
was,
be
like,
extra-
pre-installed. Like, McAfee comes pre-installed on so many things, but I found even as an antivirus software, McAfee is fucking useless, even beyond the hilarious origin story
It's
of this
garbage.
fucking company. Like, it is a rubbish service. It will tell you you've got a virus at the last fucking minute, and then it won't give you anything to actually do with it. IOBit is the best fucking thing, I think. So Sonic Rumble, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
Sonic
you
Rumble.
endorse any random
I-
software just in case anything happens to them at some point.
I mean, we do need to talk about PCs because, hey, guess what Sonic Rumble will be releasing on when if it eventually releases?
Eventually.
Because
It's not going to. I'm calling it
I'm
now. Here's the
terrified.
thing. Here's the thing.
over
I'm
that.
calling it now because I feel like the reason why they've given a reason as to why they're staying in beta, and I think it's like a half truth. I think the other side of it is that you can constantly update stuff in beta without going through any sort of publishing first. Like the thing is that 1.0 is it's the reason why Fortnite is still technically in beta, is
Or
because
early access, or what they call it.
early access is because they can update
What?
stuff on their own volition without having
Wait,
to go through anybody
They
else.
still say Fortnite is in early access, really?
They still say
Give me a-
Fortnite's in beta. Yeah.
Give me a minute,
That's
and I will.
crazy. What the
I will
fuck?
try to verify that.
Yeah,
That's
but it's like a
wild.
logistics thing.
Insane.
Because there's
That's
never been a
that game looks and plays better than. Well, it's also obviously there's a reason they're just calling it that. It's really
That is-
not like
Fortnite is literally like
what's
4 or
early
5
about this
games.
access at this point. It's been free for 10 years.
Fortnite is literally like 4 or 5 video games mashed into one, and
Yeah.
they're all
Yeah.
polished. Well,
I guess
except
they
for,
can
Save the
continue
World.
experimenting with them, though. It's like at the next point they think, oh, okay, is it out of beta yet? We can add a new game mode, and then say, oh, that's going to be something that needs work. I think that's actually a
I guess
very
that
good
explains-
reason for the Rumble thing, because I think, like, what was very interesting was they announced that there was a delay. Okay, for full background for people that might not have heard, yeah, Sonic Rumble was meant to release May 8th, and then on, like, May 7th,
was
they announced
yesterday.
another delay. And that delay was so they could implement new features that would fundamentally change the game. They had a Discord Q&A where they outlined what these features would be. But the weird thing is, days later, literally like yesterday, we get a new update that has all of those features that were going to take so much time to implement. And it has me wondering, like, yeah, why are they doing that? Because on one hand, I've heard, they can gather feedback, but it's also just like, have a little bit of confidence. These ideas are good.
I think I understand why, though, because at this point with the skills, so if people don't know, the change that was made that caused this delay is we went from having emotes that some of which have little movement features to them that were mainly cosmetic, but like could be slightly useful. But now they have been separated. They have been separated into 2 separate groups now. Emotes, which are all stationary, I think for the most part, and then you have skills, which are movement based or like combat based. So it's kind of fundamentally changed a lot of stuff because now you are equipping skills to your character instead of just going into the game like as soon as you boot it up, right? Like you want to make sure your skills are in order now because it's actually going to affect your gameplay. So that's a big change. And I think what they wanted was, like if they had released the game a month ago, and then they were like, oh, but we want to try this skills thing. If the game's out, then I think it's going to be like, oh, that's like a huge change.
It could be more
like I feel like people might abandon it if you start supporting a game and then they make a gigantic change like so quickly early on. I think it makes sense that they delayed it, but I also don't really know why they took so long to figure out they wanted to do that.
That's my thing is that like, and the thing that is kind of killing me is that any game that's live service, any game that like demands like players to be on it, player retention, the microtransactions, stuff like that, it's expensive to delay something like that. And I would like to think there's a good reason as to why, but if it's just because they wanted to change the gameplay loop of it, I mean, I'm going to go back to Fortnite, which I did look it up. I think Fortnite's no longer in beta, but it was in beta till 2020, which was like 3 years into its like release, basically. So point still kind of stands. But regardless,
yeah, and some games do just stay in early access on Steam.
Yeah, and some games just stay. Well. Yeah, well, that way they could just add a bunch of stuff. But the thing is that how many times has the gameplay loop changed in something like Fortnite or something like Apex Legends even, or something like that where it's like, Fortnite introduced a no build mode which changes the game completely, and that was the only mode you could play for a minute until they reintroduced build mode again. The thing is that the biggest hurdle with live service games is making sure that people want to play it, and the demand is there for people wanting to play it. In my opinion, I feel like if they wanted to make these changes, then the best way to go about it really is to go ahead and have the game released, have a bigger like audience to consume the game and everything, and invest into it, and then that way like everyone can kind of have a say as to whether or not this was a good change or not. It like live service games are all about the community aspect of it, so that's the part that's still confusing to me. Is like why.
I think I just thought of something else because I've been sort of like I've been playing the game, so like I've
Sure.
been And I didn't mean to say that in like a
No,
like,
no.
I
You're fine.
my voice just
I've
made
been-
like a little
I've been
sound.
playing the
But like
game,
I've been,
you
I've
know.
been playing the
I've been
game.
playing the
I've been
game.
playing the game,
All of you
and
other
I think
American
like I agree
not
with you,
players.
Trey, that I think it's fine to change the game and like add stuff to it like that. But this one, it's I don't know. The way that they handled this change is they've gotten rid of a lot of the different collectibles that existed before that were specific to upgrading your character and your buddy.
Oh yeah, like
And-
they completely overhauled the level up system,
They
and
completely
I'll
wiped
admit,
all
like
of your progress for your characters,
I think
which is like, but they did also give you the equivalent of the item upgrade that lets you get your stuff back. But I
Yeah.
think like there might be people like if it was widely available now, some people
Right.
might just not understand that and be like, where did my progress go, and then just quit. Because
Well,
like
I mean, well, that's the thing is that they're kind of like, but they're kind of already doing that.
People just wouldn't notice.
Yeah, but they're already kind of doing that, but with the player base that they have now. You know what I mean? It's
I know,
like
but it
they're
doesn't
kinda-
matter.
I
'cause
guess,
it's
but
not like
if
out-
you do
it's
it
like
with
a
a
lot
smaller
smaller player
scale.
base.
if you
you
do it
know-
on
Yeah,
a smaller
but-
scale, it's less people that are angry.
I
will
mean,
say
people
this,
getting
like, when
screwed over
we-
is still.
Dylan, when we booted the game up last night, and I think I heard in your voice, it was a little in mine as well, I think both of us were a teeny bit overwhelmed by what we were being greeted with.
I mean, it did throw a lot of stuff at me all at once. So,
Like,
like,
especially
I mean,
with the
mobile
skills
games
thing
in
as
general
well.
kind of do that,
And it's
Oh,
the
the
kind of thing was
skills-
like,
I mean, the skills is a big change. Like now there's a skill shop and there's the skill pieces to collect, and there's probably gonna be new meta, because like
Yeah.
you're gonna want the
Oh,
homing, the jump dash. You always want that during
the
a
air
race. 'cause
dash
it's
is
gonna be-
really good as well, especially
really
for like
good.
races. The amount of
I-
times I've just needed to quickly get to the other side, and that's coming clutch, have been great.
I think. So what this kind of sounds like to me is that they wanted to add some elements in there, probably even like Sonic elements, I would argue, into a game.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the reason why something like Fall Guys really succeeded was because of its simplicity. Is because everyone was on the same even playing ground from the jump, and anyone had a chance to win. You just had to be skilled enough to do it, and whatnot. I feel like with this, it is more of like a pay to win aspect in some aspects, because if you're
Yeah.
paying for skills
A
that are
little
going to
bit.
give you an advantage, then like yeah, of course that's a huge change that's going to affect
Well,
everybody.
I mean,
But like
there is
it
another.
is pay to win though. Like that is
I think,
Well, in
yeah, no,
terms
there
of-
is a little problem with that because the thing is, like, in the skill shop, you're able to get the starter skills, they call them, really easily. Like, they're only worth like 100 pieces or something. But then you see
Yeah.
the exclusive character skills, and they're 1,500, and like it takes a bit to get these things.
Well, it's worth
So like
noting-
it is
Yeah.
going to add a little bit of a pay to win type deal to it.
Well,
I think.
in game they all
Yeah.
do the same thing. Like, no attack is going to grant you more rings off of someone than something else is. No attack is going to have a greater consequence than another attack. It is just
But
flourishes.
it also does give you two of that kind of attack though, because let's say you have the slide, let's say, and then like I don't know, the
tackle.
Silver's he has like a psycho,
The
dash
psychokinesis
forward thing.
slide.
Those are basically the same thing. So it's
Yeah.
like, if you have both of them, that's an advantage. Because you can
Yeah.
now put that in two separate slots instead of the people who only have the starter skill who only have it in one.
Yeah,
So it
I
is
believe-
like if
I
you
believe
do
they don't-
pay like however many money,
I don't think
you
they
get
limit
that,
you
and it's
to
like-
having. I don't
Okay.
think they limit like you having two of the same type of skill. In
I
that
mean, I
category,
can't-
They
so-
don't.
I
You
guess
can
I
only use-
can't.
you can only put one skill in one place. So like you have to, pick and choose is what I'm saying. So like
well,
guess
that's the part that's confusing me, is that like it's a live service game where like it's a party game. Like so the concept of there being skills is still a little bit kind of funny, because that's more of like a competitive edge thing. And yeah, it's a game and you want to win, but at the end of the day, it is more of like a party oriented type of game. But even in a competitive game like Fortnite or like Apex, like everyone is usually like Apex is a little bit different because it's like a hero shooter. Like that's
Yeah,
a
it's
battle
like-
royale, but like relatively everyone's on the same playing ground, especially in Fortnite. Like that people have done like very specific exploits to some emotes to like dodge bullets, but that's a very, very rare
I've seen
case.
that.
You
There was a
know?
little element
like-
of that in Sonic Rumble as well. Like, if you had like the slide and tackle move, you could get a head start effectively. And I
little
think
yeah.
or
Yeah.
the monkey ball moves, the monkey ball spin dash emotes were like I heard from our friend Dave that when people were using the II spin dash emote, people in lobbies were starting to like gang up on them because it was so like
Yeah.
So
And
unbalanced.
none of them came after me.
Having played the game though a few times, like I've played it for a few hours today, and like with the skill thing, you can, to be fair, just play without them because the thing is, the gameplay loops generally don't incentivize attacking other players unless you've got that one homing attack move that was always in the game from the start anyway.
There's also a charge attack that if you play in the first round and you get into like a narrow area, you can use it and you'll hit everyone around you, and it hits a lot of people.
Really, because I found there's always
Well,
been a bit of a
the thing is
risk
It's
is
very
that
situational, but it is
even
a thing.
even though here's the thing with any of these live service games, it's multiplayer, people are very competitive, people are going to exploit the ever living shit out of these things. No amount of
Yeah.
balancing is going to really fix anything. Sure, you can get through the game without using them, but you're not really going to have a good time if you're constantly being knocked around by all these different like
By the sweat.
skilled players that have bought these abilities. I think honestly, like I think it's a thing where they kind of fumbled the bag on this. Like, it's going to be very hard because here's the thing: it's one thing to not release a game. It's another thing to not release it and then on the day of release tease Sonic and the Black Knight skins that everyone probably would have wanted if they had the game, and like just their marketing team, in my opinion, like needs to have a talking to or be fired because it's just like, how are you going to like take something away that people were excited for and then tease something that people can't even get on the same social media page? It's just a mess. And
one
like
thing I have said as well in like my own video on this, because the general consensus with my video was it's going to be fine. We're all going to get our hands on this game and we're going to have a good time with it. But one thing I did say was that I know that they've said most of the cosmetics and stuff will return. I don't think that's excusable. All of the cosmetics need to return. I don't think there should be a single piece of content.
They're going to return as paid content.
Even that, I'm just gonna
even
say, like,
then, I'm not
not a
too
fan
terribly
of that,
worried
but
about that.
I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of it, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
I can handle that. What I couldn't handle would be like if they said, "Here's Excalibur Sonic. He's available to get in the preseason. Then by the time the game comes out, he's no longer available, and he's just not going to be available again." Like anything that's
Right.
not going to be available again, even if it is just one skin, a fucking Zavok skin, even that's unacceptable. Every single piece of content made for this game should be available upon the game's release.
I
Frank,
think another
Frank,
thing
you-
that's
Sorry,
Go on ahead.
I had a specific. This is like a gotcha. Not this is like a involves like a gotcha. Not so much the same type of game as this. But Frank, do you remember when Rockman X Dive was not out to the entire public? Like, and you could still. It was sort of like this. You could play it on, you know, like you could play it using an Android emulator or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
you could, whatever. So like Rockman X Dive had a lot of collaborations and or just like a lot of events that happened before the game ever released. And I think it's another one of those things where I don't remember, like I don't really remember if they reran any of them. Like I think they did.
I think they probably did, but I'm not 100% sure.
When it
there
got
was also,
localized, maybe they did. So it's
See,
like I wonder if
the thing with Rockman
like-
X Dive is that they had two separate versions of it. They had like I think they did. No, it was the same one. It was
what
the
do you
same one.
mean? I mean the offline version just has
No, I
like
meant like
most of it, you mean?
some games they'll have like an international version and then they'll have a global version.
Oh. Well, I think they had
So,
it was
they'll-
separate, I think, because you couldn't bring your account from the early I'm going to say like the early access version or like the pre-release version. You couldn't connect
Right.
it to an American Steam account version of the game once it came to Steam. Like it was two different servers.
Which is funny because their global version and the Steam account version are two different versions of the game. Like the Steam account one was their international one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Um,
But I guess sorry, we got on a tangent there. But I guess my point was like I wonder if this is more commonplace for stuff like this, like where if it gets an early release, pre-release in places, the content gets like, you know, shown off and then hopefully they rerun it once it's actually out for everybody. But like I wonder how much of that stuff just gets lost, you know? Yeah,
I mean,
some of it might get lost just because they don't want to like go through all the hassle of of rerunning those collaborations, and thankfully, so far, the only collaboration has been Sega related, so I'm pretty sure that's a lot easier to pull off than,
Yeah.
say, if they were to do, like, Sanrio or some other company
Yeah, and,
that
and
would
they're
also
also
fit
not
that game.
resetting
Because
like game
then,
progress, I don't think. So like they'll still be in the game once the game comes out. Like we're not gonna have our progress wiped or anything, I don't think.
no, I don't think
Yeah.
we are. But
I,
the thing is that, like, with licensing, obviously, a lot of those events, once they're done, they're done. So, I'm hoping that we don't get to that point if they do a preseason 5, because, God, I have no idea what
Preseason
they're
5
actually...
is so crazy. I don't know. I look at like here's preseason 12, and it's just like, guys, what are we doing?
Jeez.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
See, the thing is that if we get to a point like that, my big fear isn't the fact that it's going to be released in the US or anything. It would be this game might shut down, because there's not a lot of live service games that start on mobile that have stuck around for over a year. There was an Echoes of Mana mobile game. There was also Final Fantasy Battle Royale. There was
Yep.
Fantasy Life 2, I believe that was the name of it. It might have been called Fantasy Life Online. Those games, or Apex Legends mobile, those only had about a year. Some of them lasted even less than that, and they were shut down by then. And some of them had
Right.
collaborations as well. So obviously, like,
I
yeah,
think,
the longer you wait this
yeah.
out on releasing it, the higher risk of it being canceled or shut down or support going away for it, and
Yeah.
now you lose out on an experience.
I just really think from a marketing perspective alone, because here's the thing: games get canceled, or not canceled, but games get like delayed, all that stuff. I'm not mad at the principle of that, because there's some things where it's just like you didn't expect this to happen or whatever. But like the
Yeah.
marketing side of it has just been abysmal, because it's almost like the people who don't have access to it are window shopping, but they have the money, but the person's just not letting them in.
it's
for
been a
whatever
bit,
reason.
it's been a bit Cartman Landy, where it's like, it's my amusement park and only I can go. It's,
Yeah, yeah,
It really is.
like, and I think the fact is, it's not like these tweets are going out in Dutch or whatever fucking language of the other. They are going out
Of
in
course.
English as well. So it's like a
English,
lot of
yeah.
Americans are seeing this. It's a very, very high profile thing to delay this way. Like, even down to the fact that they had an announcement trailer for that release date, which had a fucking CGI cutscene in it. Like, it's been
Yeah,
a very,
well, like-
very high profile pause. I'm
don't-
not
I don't-
worried about
yeah.
the game, though. I'm going to be honest. I'm not worried about it in the slightest. I think that, if anything, being a little too careful, but I think this game is going to release next month or the month after at the latest. And
We won't be getting a preseason 5. We'll
Everyone,
actually get season
mark
1.
your calendars. If
Yeah,
this is
I
not
don't-
released by June 10th of next month.
I did find it really
We are
wacky that it was like, they announced the game would be releasing May 8th, and then they announced the fucking Sega Superstars event ends May 7th, and I was just like, well, that's shit. And now they've got a
And
Yeah.
baseball event,
And the
which is
game was
really
down for
fucking funny.
maintenance on May. The game was down for maintenance on May 7th.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it's I will
I-
say
I-
this.
To their credit, like the downtime was very fast. Like it didn't take longer than it said it was going to be. Like they're always very good about communication too, like with that stuff. It's like
Yeah.
it's good to know. Like it's good that they, it's very apparent when it's going to happen, and we know the schedule for the events that are happening. It's good. Like they have a good community, system.
I think
I would say like it's very very good.
as far as the actual content goes with this, like the game, what the developers have achieved and stuff, the game is excellent in my opinion. I think you've got like a good control scheme. I think adding the skills has only made that better because it's made it more Sonic, which is something that I was asking for. I can see how these problems could arise, but I think given the overall time frame at which the game operates, like, and the cooldown times they have, which are, if anything, a little excessive right now, I can't see these becoming really a problem. But I guess we'll see with that. But
I mean,
even like
in the grander
new,
scheme of things. Oh, go ahead.
but the new content they've added as well. They've added City Escape levels and Sweet Mountain levels. And they're great new levels. I especially love the little snowboarding level for City Escape. Like, I thought that was an inspired idea.
That was a really fun level to go through. I just had a blast when I got to play that online.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to play it yet. I'm curious.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
the
We should
City
go-
Escape
we
one's
should
a lot of fun. It's the run stages I look forward to most because they are effectively just Sonic levels. But like they've added new ones for Starlight Carnival as well that I've never seen before. There's new Seaside Hill challenges. Like, there's a lot of new content here. And I think all this, like, the developers of this game have done an amazing job. I think project management in terms of, like, delays and release has been a bit of a fiasco, but as long as it doesn't steal £5 from my wallet, it's still doing better than Sonic Origins did. But, like, it's...
Oh, God.
It's frustrating. I get the frustration.
We'll never let that go.
The absolute worst thing about this has been that they had a fucking server outage when they were doing the creator sign-ups. And then by the time I got emailed, it was effectively too late, and I don't have a creator thing.
Yeah. I did want to address, like, two things said in the chat from Zero Chaos, where they mentioned that Sonic Forces Speed Battle is still running. That's not... That was... Yeah, that is a live service game, but that was at a time where those kind of games were thriving. Like, you could release a game around that time, and it'd do well, and it's one of those that has stand the test of time. It's been around for a couple of years, and it's still ongoing.
Like, Sonic Dash
with,
came
Sonic
out,
Dash.
like, to kind of cash in on Temple Run, and I think nowadays, Sonic Dash probably has a much bigger player base than Temple Run ever had.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's probably the de facto...
And they re-released Sonic
endless
Dash
run.
like 100 times, too.
There's
Aside
like
from maybe
4
some
Yeah,
of the
that's-
game or
yeah.
something.
Well, I mean, the thing that, again, the thing that kills me is that it's not like Sonic's like this unknown brand where it's like a risk to do a live service. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have people playing this game, at least the
Yeah,
core
but-
fans. Like,
Yeah, but the thing is that so is Final Fantasy. Titanfall fans play Apex Legends. Those had mobile games that were also live service.
Well,
but those were also shut down within a year.
let me do a rebuttal.
Go for it.
At least Rumble is within the same genre as Sonic is, which is platforming.
Fair enough.
But like with something like a battle royale for Final Fantasy is primarily an RPG game where you are connected to characters through a story and you're constantly trying to upgrade yourself and everything. And I haven't played Final Fantasy like battle royale game or whatever, but I like battle royale games. You can't really add like skills to a game like everyone has to be the same basically in order for it to be
starts
fair.
off the same, but you can pick up like
Yeah.
materia or whatever it is. I'll just tell you this: it was very clunky when I played it. It's
Yeah.
not around anymore.
Well, and also like with Apex Legends, we have Apex Legends. It's the same
Yeah.
experience, but on a lesser device, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like no one's going to play the mobile version, really, unless it's like PUBG Mobile, which is like
Well,
a completely different
or
game.
Call of Duty Mobile or Warzone
Yeah.
Mobile, which they could do very well, and with Warzone Mobile can also like your progress can also add to the console experience, and it's a free to play game.
Yeah.
I think Apex Legends just kind of dropped the ball completely, and they
Yeah.
had an issue with cheaters playing it.
Well,
So-
that's another thing too, is that like, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't really heard anyone talk about PUBG Mobile in like years, but it's still going strong. Sometimes you do got brute force the valleys in order to get to the peaks, you know?
Yeah.
So again, with Sonic Rumble, I'm like, you already had a formula. Everyone was like, yeah, I'm on board with this. I think it's Sonic Fall Guys. I think that's very fun. Like, and they had the gameplay loop pretty much down, like at least like
It was-
70% there a year ago, you know? So it's
Yeah,
like,
yes.
so now I'm sitting here like they're wanting to change things up drastically, which is like, okay, respect and everything, but like, why couldn't this have been done with like a global release? Like live service games change all the time. It's not a massive deal.
There's
Like,
maybe
let's
a
say they
chance that
launched-
they're hoping that it will explode onto the scene, that it will come out swinging. Like, maybe the fear was like, oh, it could release, but they've already got Fall Guys, so they need to be, like, no shadow of a doubt that this is the one to play. This has to be better than Fall Guys. And maybe that's the mentality they're going for. And I could
It is.
understand that, because I think in its current state, I'd play this 1,000 times over Fall Guys. This is much bigger and much more exciting.
Yeah, well, it already is, even before the changes. Like, in
Well,
my opinion, you have the iconography of the series, you have the characters that a lot of people have already grown to love for like
True,
the
but
past
if you're not a
30
Sonic
years.
fan, I think they've gotten it to a position now where it's like, you've played Fall Guys, here's Fall Guys on steroids.
Here's Fall Guys, but you're not stumbling over everything.
I mean, yeah, because
I mean,
they've
yeah,
eliminated
and that's fair.
area.
It was already kind of like that, though. Like, I'd say it already differentiated itself enough to where it was its own experience. That way, like, I mean, and it's also a thing too where it's just like a lot of people want to be like competitive or try to bring down a game, but you don't have to bring down a game in order for your game to be successful. You know, like two of them can coexist. Two legends can coexist, at the same time.
Sure, but I guess in the world of business, it's like we're making something here that is fundamentally going to be compared to Fall Guys. Everyone's already called it the Sonic Fall Guys, so we need to make sure it's better.
And I get that, but my thing is that they're shooting themselves in the foot from a marketing perspective. I mean, let's say this.
The delays are good.
Let's say they're yeah. Well, let's say this. Let's say a kid was like super excited to play this game. Like, let's say he's like 9 years old. He loves Sonic Movie 3 because it's the best thing ever, and all this other stuff. And then he was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to download it." And then he goes to the App Store, and then it says a completely different, like, release date. Like, how is that going to, like, translate from like a kid's perspective? It's like, oh, okay, well, I was lied to,
I
essentially.
agree, but like, I think like from their perspective, that's just an egg they gotta break to make this omelet. Because the reality is, and Sega knows this, you can say you're losing interest. You can say you feel a bit burned by this. You can say it till the cows come home, but one day you're going to get that notification that it's in the Play Store because we already pre-registered for it because we all wanted Movie Sonic. One day you're going to see it in that store, and what's going to happen? What, you're just going to not download it because you're not interested?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, possibly. That's my mentality.
That's not going to happen. That's absolute nonsense.
Like,
Anyone
like,
saying
in all
they're
honesty,
going to do that? I've seen it. I've seen people tweeting that on Twitter, and my response to that is stop kidding yourself. You're going to download it. You're excited
it's the same
for this.
thing.
The reason you're upset you don't get to play it now is because you're excited for it.
Well, here's my thing, is that I didn't pre-order the Switch 2 even with the bundle for Mario Kart World because the prices were too high. I'm standing on business there. Not a lot of people are going to stand on business, but like from a personal perspective,
but this is
like,
a free-to-play game. This doesn't even like, you can literally
no.
just
What I'm saying is
install it to your phone
the principle of
completely
it.
free.
What I'm saying is the principle of it. What I'm saying is that, like, after a while, I do lose interest. I move on. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like where I'm at. It's the same thing with Mario Kart World and all that other stuff. I moved on. Like, yeah, you get a little bit of FOMO, but then after like 10 minutes, you don't really care anymore.
But the second
so the
this
thing
comes
is that
up on
why
one of your
why are
devices and
why
says
is
it's available to play, you're going to install it. You're gonna. It's free. You're gonna do it.
I don't care anymore. Like, that's the thing. Maybe like a year down the road, I'll
The thing is
download
that
it.
people,
Sure.
people can and will lose interest in the game.
Yes.
If they're teased more than enough, where it's like, all right, look, the game's gonna come out, whatever. And
Well,
they'll
and-
move
and
on
the
to
thing
next
is
thing
that-
they're excited for. It's happened before. It doesn't even just happen for kids. It can happen for adults too. Because
Most
Yeah.
of
they
any
don't like their
mobile
time
game,
being
though.
wasted.
Most of any mobile game, like most mobile games that anyone's ever had installed, they weren't excited for that game in the lead up. Like, the majority of the people that played Subway Surfers didn't watch a trailer for Subway Surfers. They found it was available, they found it was free, they installed it, they played it. And the same goes for like Fortnite. A lot of people came onto Fortnite later down the line because of little promotions they had, and it's a matter of time and place, With Sonic Rumble, the majority of people that are playing Sonic Rumble are not going to be the ones waiting for Sonic Rumble right now. So from that sales perspective, it's probably going to be fine. And then on the other thing, with anyone saying they're losing interest, is probably a Sonic fan. The majority of people that are going to play this game don't know it exists right now.
Well, I mean, you got a point, but
Well,
why
if you're a Sonic
even?
fan, if you're
like-
a Sonic fan, you're aware of this thing.
If you're a
Yeah,
Sonic fan,
well,
you're aware, and if you're a Sonic fan, you're gonna get it. There's no
my
two ways
my
about
thing
it, you
is
are.
why even entertain that? Why even essentially screw people over in the hopes of, like, oh, well, they're just going to download it anyway. Like, that's
Well,
not
I
a
agree
good
with
precedent
that.
to like
I
put
agree with
forward.
completely. Like,
And that's the thing, is that it's the same thing with the fucking Nintendo Switch stuff, where it's just like, oh, they're gonna pay $80 anyways. Like, people have justified that price tag. People have justified the price tag of like all the stuff becoming more expensive. And I think it's a load of shit, because it's just like, dude, these companies have you by the balls. You have no restraint. Like, you gotta stand on business, and you gotta like look at things and be like, no, this is not okay. And I'm not saying that Rumble is in the same league as like
defending
as that
the
stuff.
delays. Like, I think they are.
No,
dipping
I
around
know
too
you're
much.
being a realist about it.
But
like,
what
Silver,
I'm
but
just
like,
saying is, anyone
Oh,
that's
God.
losing interest right now knows the game exists. Therefore, they're a Sonic fan. Therefore, they're not losing interest. All I'm saying is, yes, this is bad, but also stop kidding yourselves.
I mean, yeah,
I think-
like, let's say.
I think Sierra in the chat has a great point. See, even in the gacha space, when people are done with the game, they are legit done. It is rare when they actually come back. because they've either
They haven't
felt
played the
burnt
game
by
yet, though.
something
That's the
or
thing. They still have the tantalization of like, oh,
it is
maybe
not
it's
that hard to
good.
get
Maybe I
access
can.
to this game.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I'm
in
in a,
that
I'm in a little
case,
bit of a
like,
different spot because I'm in a little bit of a different spot because I have played it, but it was like a year ago, and things have changed. And yeah, curiosity is going to get the best of people a lot of times, sure. But like speaking at it from a personal perspective, from a straight up just like marketing business perspective, you don't want to like toy with your audience. You don't want to
no.
like test
You don't wanna-
their like
Yeah,
loyalty,
no,
you know, like
I don't think they're doing it intentionally. I think
I don't think
it's just a
so.
fact, though. I think Pup's right. I think Sonic fans are going to download it no matter when it comes out. So I think
Yeah.
I'm also
I
willing
don't
to
think they're
admit.
doing it to be like malicious. I think they're just doing it because they have time to do it, and probably a lot of other stuff in the
I mean,
background as well. Because like
I'm also
Yeah,
willing to
and
admit that
yeah,
I
who
am
knows what
on
goes
the.
in those dev rooms.
This is something that's easy to be more chill about on the inside looking out. Like, I'm someone that's been playing the game for a while, and I've been playing it since, like, last year and stuff, because I've been using the VPN thing and stuff like that. I didn't get accepted into the creators program, so I'm bummed out I can't play it on PC. But, like, I'm someone who's had my Sonic Rumble experience, effectively, and I know how good the game is, and how much fun it is and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm really not worried about it. I think positive word of mouth is going to win the day. Like, these delays aren't good. I'm not defending them. I'm just not worried about the game. I think it's going to be fine.
I'm
I
not
think-
worried about the success of it or the quality of it. I think what I'm saying is that like the thing is like, oh yeah, well they'll download it or they'll buy anything. That's the same for any hardcore like fan base. Like again, like I said,
Yeah.
people justify the $80 price tag for like, Mario Kart World and stuff like that. And I don't think that's a good thing, Like companies know that they
It's
can
not.
kind of
Yeah.
get away with
Yeah,
it.
it's
And
not what
so
we're saying.
people make excuses for these companies. And like I understand that you want these things to succeed, and I want the team to succeed because they, people work hard on this kind of stuff. None of this stuff is easy. But like I feel like the way they're going about it is just again not the right way to necessarily do it. Like if you already had a global release and everything, you can't pull the rug from out under them like a week out, like a week from like when people were like excited for it. It's almost like if like they were like, oh yeah, well instead of like Mario Kart World costing $80, now it costs $90, but like a week, in advance. And
There's
it's
one
like,
point I
what
just
the
want to
fuck?
quickly respond to as well, just real quick, because Accelerate does
Yeah,
make a
yeah,
good point
sure.
in the chat, saying Jay's Reviews would like to speak to you. He refused to buy Sonic Colors Ultimate in response to this exact mindset. Sometimes things just don't interest people. Jay's Review, absolutely no judgment for Jay standing on principle. If anything, I respect it. But not everyone is Jay's Reviews. Jay's Reviews is one guy. Like, in the grand scheme of things, I'm not saying people shouldn't stand on principle. I'm just saying don't kid yourself.
Well, yeah, but like it's better to call out companies than call out consumers.
Oh, cool.
It's
Yeah,
better
absolutely.
to call out companies. Yeah, it's better to call out companies when it's like,
But what I'm talking about
they're the
here
ones
is
screwing
just
people over.
When someone on Twitter with a Sonic profile picture, with a Sonic cover photo, with a Sonic bio is saying, I've lost interest, I'm just like, no, you haven't.
It's that meme. Sorry, not meme. It's that GIF from SpongeBob with Patchy ripping all the SpongeBob stuff off his shelves.
Yeah, you're saying it for the sake of talking. Like,
Sonic betrayed us.
let's call this out, but let's not lie to ourselves as well. Like I'm gonna say right now, I think the rollout of this game has sucked absolute donkey dick. Not as bad as Sonic Origins, because again, I don't feel robbed. But like,
Yeah, no, Sonic
all
Origins,
these years later, Origins
yeah.
is still good. I like Origins now. Like, I've forgiven Origins, but like,
I'm very thankful that a lot of the Sonic games that I didn't like that I happen to own have ended up being gifts, because it was a thing where it's like I'm not buying Forces, I didn't buy Colors Ultimate, I didn't do any of that, and if anything, like I bought Superstars because I was excited for it, and I still don't think it's as bad as people make it out.
But
to be.
yeah, that's another thing as well, Trey. When you talk about the standing on principle thing, I'm not really talking about you in specific, because I know that you will skip out on a Sonic game if you don't think it looks good. 99.9% of Sonic fans will get every piece of Sonic media that they have access to.
Oh, for sure. Well, it's the FOMO aspect. Like it's the same thing with the Nintendo stuff. Like that's the thing, is that maybe it's just because like I'm, in my late 20s, and like I've been burned a good bit of times, not even just with Sonic, but just with stuff in general. Like Halo was also a big one with Halo Infinite. Like it's just a case where it's just like, guys, like and the thing is, you should call out consumers if they're like, oh, I'm going to stand on business, not going to buy this, and then they do it anyways. It's like, all right, dude, like, like you didn't have like integrity enough to fucking restrain yourself. Like that's fine, but I think like the conversation should go more towards like, hey, like these are not okay practices to keep doing just because you can get away with it. Like that's where I
Can't
stand.
get away with it.
I
doesn't
can't
mean you
believe
should.
Yeah.
that I bought. Okay, so when I bought Sonic Colors Ultimate, it was on the Nintendo Switch. I bought it.
Yeah.
I played it on the Switch. I'd seen all the glitches, I'd seen all the bugs. And then I bought it on the PS4 for some fucking reason. I don't know what possessed me looking back. But, like... Yeah, no. So, like, I don't know. I think everyone is kind of silly
you
as
know
me.
what's hilarious, though, is that I have bought Sonic games that probably weren't that great only because there was a mod that fixed it. Like with Forces, I did the overclock thing, which that was just a whole new game added on top of a game. So it wasn't the same as like recolored. But like it is funny how like fan projects have convinced me to buy these Sonic games that I would not have even touched in the first place.
I think it's worth noting, I'm going into this discussion with the assumption that Sonic Rumble will release soon. Like, that it's not going to be any more than a couple of
yeah,
months. If it is, then we have a problem.
Yeah, I really do hope that it is that it's just like a month or month and a half delay at the most. Like I feel like in the summer is where it should, release with this. If it's like another year out, then like forget about it. Like honestly, in my opinion.
If it's another year, if it's anything more than a couple of months, then yeah, forget about it. Okay, fine. I don't. I mean, I don't blame anyone for standing on principle as it is, but
now, like I would be very. Because again, like even a year out, people will probably still buy or still download Sonic Rumble. Like that's that's a very big possibility.
Like the thing is, if it's a year out, then it's like, yeah, obviously by all means stand on principle, but still shut the fuck up, Blue Blur 1992. You're not fucking abandoning this. Not you. It's
not a real person, is it?
No, it's not. No, I wouldn't name drop.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that sounds like a real person, though. That sounds like some username that is real. I mean, yeah.
On Twitter, there actually might be someone with that username.
If there's anyone on Twitter with that username, don't. Okay, this is a made-up name. So like,
he's a big fan of the show, and he's like, "What the fuck did I do? Like, what the fuck happened?"
Right. Let's look for.
Can you imagine hearing your username out of nowhere like that?
The worst thing is,
it's like when you're listening to something, they say your name, all of a sudden you look up and you're like, "Huh?"
Law of averages. There's probably someone called that, and I now want to quickly check.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, like I am gonna download Sonic Rumble, but you didn't have to call me out on that. Like, what the fuck?
Pup, what you're gonna want to do is make a new Twitter account and just refer to that every time.
I need to make a
Blue Blur 1991 or whatever.
Yeah.
Come up with a Twitter account.
I found one. Oh no! Oh no! They're literally called Sonic, and they're from Emerald Coast. Oh my god! This is an actual. Oh god! Oh, they haven't been online for 2 years. It's okay. Don't worry.
Way to go, Pup. Way to go.
It's okay. They disappeared 2 years ago. We don't have to worry about it.
Hey, Trey, remember when you were talking about, like, oh, what if Nintendo said Mario Kart's getting delayed and now it's $90?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but that's
like
money.
That did happen.
That's expensive,
Something like that
though.
did happen. I know, but it's like a side tangent only because that just reminded me of Fantasy Life I got a delay because it was a Switch exclusive title. Was delayed so that we can go cross-platform, and they increased the price by $10, and people were pissed.
Oh my god, no!
That
really? I didn't know
happened. That. Yeah. And that game is coming out.
Wait, that's
this
the new
month.
one?
Yes.
It's coming out this month, no?
Yes. And that has happened.
No one on Blue Sky called Blue Blur 1992. So I'm gonna set my birthday to 2010. Oh, it says I'm not yet an adult. Hang on. I was trying to figure out what year Sonic Colors, what actual date
Even
Sonic Colors came out, and say I was
one.
born that day. But we're gonna have to do Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed release date. I need to take this so no one can attack a Blue Blur 1992 on Blue Sky. I have to protect them.
Yeah.
See, he's being a hero right now.
Yeah, he's being a hero.
Oh, but on Twitter, they're just catching strays.
Yeah, sorry, Twitter guy. Yeah, no, whoops.
Damn it! Sonic Unleashed isn't a legal adult yet either. What the fuck? Okay.
Pick fucking Sonic Riders or something. Sonic
Sonic
and the Big
Riders.
Cheese.
Sonic Riders. Okay, February 21st, 2006. That person would be 19 years old, so that's legally an adult. Okay,
Good enough.
so we can. Okay, rephrase. Okay, but
Oh
you
my
guys
God.
keep talking. You guys keep on talking.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've kind of exercised all my.
Yeah, I
like,
don't know if I have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, like-
I still think the game could run into potential issues, like when it comes to the skills being included, because it could raise the skill floor.
It's also a thing where with these like like you're always going to have issues. You're not going to be able to squash every single bug
Yeah.
before. Like, yes, I love the attempt and I want them to do that. You know, I want them to
Yeah.
squash every bug. But like it gets to a point where it's just like it's what was it? I forgot like the saying, but essentially it's just like there's no like end to polishing live service games because everyone's experience is going to be different, especially whenever you're like releasing it on two different platforms, which is mobile and PC. So yeah, like something that can run on like a good PC will probably not run good on like an iPhone 11. So it's like
Yeah. The
yeah.
other thing is that like I used to play a lot of Helldivers 2, and one of the big changes they made was to like weaken the flamethrower in it, and there was a lot of community backlash for it because every other weapon was just really weak against. I believe it was against the robots, but the flamethrowers made it a little easier to get through. So when you change something, even something that small, it changes how you approach the entire like whatever mission you're doing. So I could like I hope it doesn't go to where like a small adjustment to the skills completely changes the game. Which is what I felt introducing the skills was already going to do, but I haven't seen enough of it to really decide on that whether
Guys,
or not it has changed it completely or not.
Just going into the chat, could you guys give it a follow?
I'm not following that shit.
I'm reading that message. Yeah, but I've already put up 2 posts. I put let's see.
I'm gonna bully that account.
I put Sonic Rumble has lost my interest, and I like to play other games too, not just Sonic.
All right, I'm gonna go on.
So real. Is that just my burner account?
Oh, I've got a follower. Who's the first follower? Mary. Mary's the first follower. Thank you, Poe Mary Simpson.
Thank you, Mary. Another good example of like iconic games kind of losing their interest because of just like fan backlash or whatever. Guitar Hero Live. Guitar Hero Live was one.
Pup, if you want, you could read that. You could read that post. Feel free.
It's a string of slurs. I can't read that, Frank.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly what I posted.
I don't even think you could say those things, dude.
Why is it every time that you need to pick like something for someone to have been doing or sending you, it's always that, or like it's
because
always
that's
something
the thing that
like...
loses people their jobs.
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of hoping your job goes first. Anyway, Trey, what was that about Guitar Hero Live?
Yeah, so like Guitar Hero Live, here's what they did, and it was stupid. But they basically changed the formula of Guitar Hero for this live service version of the game. And I can kind of see why they would want to do that because they didn't want to be like stagnant with like the 5-button layout. So they did a 6-button layout, but it was 2 rows of 3. And the thing is that eventually like it didn't have like any support because none of what was like really like honestly it was just like interest did wane on it. Sure, some people bought it, but I saw it at like a Five Below. I saw like the Wii U version at like a Five Below, for like $3 with the controller.
Wii U is such a console to be just showing up at 5 and below. It sure is.
It sure is.
Is that game like always online? Like, is it dead right now? Or...
Pretty much, it is dead. Yeah, because the whole concept of the game was that there was an ever revolving door of music and charts that you could play at like a certain time. You also had to pay for plays, which is like the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life. You had to pay to restart. So there was a lot more issues than just it having a botched release and everything. But it's a thing where Guitar Hero has a huge core following, especially with like Clone Hero and Yarg and stuff like that. Like Frets on Fire, yeah, the OG. But like, I am convinced that if a new Guitar Hero game was released and it was just good, then like everyone would be buying it like like all the core people and even people that were just like nostalgic
it's
for it
fun-
would buy it day one.
It's funny
But
because we've seen that with Fortnite Festival. Like it can be
yes,
like successful. Like you give it enough time and you don't oversaturate the market that you are like literally the biggest thing in, and
yeah,
people will buy it and they will support it.
yep.
By the way, Guitar Hero 3 was fucking peak. That
Hey,
shit
And
was
if
Guitar
you
Hero 3
want
is one of
more
my favorites.
excellent Fortnite content, we actually know a
It is.
Fortnite content creator. His name is George. Look for George on YouTube and subscribe to just whichever one comes up first. That's him.
Shout out to Let's See.
Damn it.
Shout out to
Shout out to George.
who makes 45-minute Fortnite videos for some reason.
I'd also like to shout out Blue Blur 1992 on Blue Sky for standing on principle and sticking to their guns that they will not play Sonic Rumble.
Please, as soon as it releases, can you post that account like I downloaded Sonic Rumble?
I'm gonna put no, not playing it.
Nope, not playing
It's
it.
downloaded, and you're just like, I'm not playing it. Like you
Oh,
see
no,
a
no,
screen
no,
cap
no,
of you
but-
playing it.
I'm gonna put
You just
another-
screenshot the Google Play Store listing for it. It's like, nope, not gonna play it.
Hang on, I gotta
Not
confirm
getting
my
out of this
email
chair.
address. I gotta put up more blue
Stoop kid's
skeets.
not getting off his stoop.
Do we feel like we've said everything there is to be said about Sonic Rumble's delays and stuff?
Ever?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel the need
Yeah.
to just clarify one thing. If someone's genuinely standing on principle, I do respect that. Genuinely. Like,
I don't. Be a shill.
I'm just like, just don't lie. As long as you're not lying, okay? If you're lying, then I'm mad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, if you're just saying I'm not gonna play the game just to play, just to say it, fuck you. If you are gonna say like, oh, I'm not gonna be that interested, maybe I'll come back to it like when it's actually out and established and whatever in globally. It's like, okay, I can respect that.
Guys,
Yeah.
refresh your Blue Sky feed and see what Blue Blood 1992
Refresh.
has to say.
I'm not gonna follow that account. I don't give a shit.
No, but he said, I don't need Sonic Rumble.
I
I
respect
have
that.
sex
Blur
with my
fucking
girlfriend.
likes Sonic. Blue Blur. Oh, of course, it would fucking go there. That's you. Blue Blur fucking likes Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2. I have zero respect for them.
Blue Blood 1992 doesn't like Sonic 4. Look.
No, they love it. It's their favorite game of all time. And I'm
Okay,
just
that's
like,
officially
Yeah.
debunked because Blue Blood 1992
getting
on Blue
dropped on
Sky
your head.
just
Apparently,
said.
was a very early memory.
Okay, I got evidence. I was going to completely topple that. It's in the chat. There it is. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
So yeah, I think I'm done
Crazy
talking
that
about
they're
Sonic
live
Rumble.
tweeting the show.
I don't know who this is. They're just, like, I don't know. Like, yeah. So let's do Super
Play some
Chat,
badass
shall we?
video games this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, play some badass video games this weekend. If you have an Android device, trust me, it is easy to get into Sonic Rumble.
Sonic
I
4
can't tell you
Episode
how,
2.
because I. Jesus Christ, no. I will forever be Sonic 4's #1 hater because I hate both. I hate every version of that game, everything about it.
Would you say Sonic 4... Okay, as far as pieces of media go, what's lower on the ranking? The Sonic 4 saga, the epic Sonic 4 saga, or the Knuckles TV series?
You want to say that again? You kind of glitched out a little.
The epic Sonic 4 saga, or the Knuckles TV series, which is the worst piece
Knuckles
of Sonic
TV
media?
series because that's insulting.
Okay.
Oh God. I'm gonna have to go with Knuckles TV series just because that one feels a bit more personal for me. Sonic 4 is just a really bad video game.
So you like Sonic 4, basically.
God no.
It's not your most
Sonic 4
hated
and-
thing, therefore you like it. Simple.
That's not how it works, pup.
Pup, you're not my.
That is
Pup, you're
how it
not-
works in his world, though. That is how
Yeah.
it works.
World.
Yeah.
In
a very
his world, his
It's
world.
a very closed-minded world. I can
It's
hate
not
multiple things
closed-minded.
at once.
It's acute.
I don't care if it's cute.
Acute.
I don't-
I miss Ian. I wonder how Ian's doing. I miss Ian. I wish Ian was a good friend.
Anyway, I
Alright, I've
don't
got-
care. Like, when it comes to video games, I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's alright. Isn't it?
But if we're gonna say like Sonic media, I can hate a bunch of things at once. I'm fine with it.
But you have to pick
That's
one.
beautiful, Frank. I can
You have
hate
to pick
multiple
one.
things all at the same time.
No,
Okay,
I
so
will not pick one.
in this
literally
hypothetical
all of them at the
scenario-
same time, same amount of hatred.
In this
and it is
hypothetical
literally, like,
scenario, okay, you've got a dog. It's a beautiful little dog. He's perfect. But a genie's come and said, "I'll kill it if you don't choose one Sonic thing to hate." Only one.
well,
What does that have? Why is there a genie? Why
as
does there have to
cruel
be a
as
genie?
it sounds, that dogs probably live in a miserable life.
Okay, but he's okay. He's
Wait, why
fine.
was
He's
there a genie though? What part was the genie from? I don't understand.
I don't know.
it was
like,
a leftover
is
from
Will Smith-
another hypothetical that was in my head.
Like, is Will Smith gonna come by and slap the dog to death?
The genie was a hypothetical
No.
from another, a leftover from another hypothetical. Honestly, we don't actually need the genie. It could just be a guy.
Okay.
All right, let's do super chats.
What
What are
time
we
is
talking
it?
about?
Let's go to Super Chats. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, this has
Yeah.
been an
Oh yeah, I
exhausting
do gotta
hypothetical.
leave in about like 15 minutes. So super chats are reading them now it's a good time.
Okay,
Good time.
so Borker Dylan.
Love you.
Borker Dylan. Dylan Borger.
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm opening it up.
Dylan.
Give me a sec.
Give
Dylan.
me a sec. I'm opening it up.
Dylan, you need to be immersed.
KB, you're interrupting me, shithead. Ooh.
If you don't like it, he'll start over. He'll start
Right.
this podcast over.
KB with the $9.99. We still don't know what happened to Little Planet after the events of Sonic 4 Episode 2.
Exactly. We
They
need
died
to.
on
So
their way
right,
back to their
KB.
planet.
And I don't care where it went, to be honest, because I hate Sonic CD.
What?
Sonic 4 Little Planet is not canon.
Really, you don't
There's
like
no
Sonic
canon.
CD?
It's a bad game. It's not a good game.
I like Sonic
It's
CD.
not, it's
fine.
not amazing. Like
It's
it,
kinda-
it
it's
plays
fine,
well.
kinda
It's
sucks.
just the level design is not that great. The time stones are kind of those are okay even in the original.
In my opinion, y'all should play it on original hardware. It's actually a very fun experience.
don't
on
have
I don't
a
want to spend
Sega-
$800 to do that.
Also,
first of
I'm
all,
gonna
you
say,
don't have
like,
to spend
the newer
800.
versions are better because they don't have the slowdown issues.
And you know what's funny? Even with the slowdown issues, the games are not that like it's not even that bad. The depth perception is annoying, but aside from that, it's fine.
I would
I'll take
say,
it over
I
Sonic
think,
2.
I think Sonic 2 and
Special
CD,
stages.
I'd put them neck and neck. Sonic 1 is the weakest of the classics, and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles is by quite a landslide the best.
Sonic
Oh, yeah.
2's special stage is worse than Sonic CD's.
Yeah, but yeah,
I can agree with that.
I get like I think Sonic 2, what holds it back really is just that back half of the game. I feel like once you get past Mystic Cave, it kind of goes downhill.
Yeah,
Well,
I can agree with that.
I was really talking about special stages.
People love it
Yeah.
when Sonic goes downhill. It's called momentum.
I will
I thought you
turn
were
this
gonna say it's
podcast
called the
around, mister.
2010s.
I will start this podcast over again.
The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Welcome
What?
back to Sunset
We made-
City, the Sonic podcast for the classic of modern
Fuck
age.
off.
It's never going to end because of this. Like you say we need to keep going and then you go on like tirades.
Okay, next super chat.
Borker. Oz Productions sends $5. Sega, put your money where your mouth is. Create 12 brand new level themes that in no way resembles the past. If not, we will shelve Sally for a decade, pup. That's gonna be a separate thing, I think. If we do like a create 12 brand new level themes, I've actually got a list. I do have a list. We can save that for a later episode. We can pocket that, but we cannot just do 12 level themes right now. When Trey
You
Trey
can't
has
expect
15
Sega
minutes.
to do that. Come on.
$12 for
When-
12
when-
level themes.
That's a
There.
whole episode. That's a whole episode of the podcast.
That's
Yeah, I was
an
gonna
episode.
say.
That's
That is a good idea. Though,
Honestly, I would
so-
like to do a level themes episode because there's a
We'll do
lot
it.
of ideas
We'll do it.
and locales.
Yeah.
that I
yeah,
would like
good
to do.
idea.
Yeah, we'll
Good
do
idea.
it. Okay, that's now on the docket. Thanks to your generous donation. Next up, Borger. Frank.
Mr. Krabs with the $4.99 US. Oh god, I'm not doing the Homer voice, but it's literally
his world.
it's his world.
It's
You gotta
his
do
word,
it.
But Homer. Do. Mirge.
Merge.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
In
That's
his
fair.
world.
I'm not into the singing either myself. But thank you for the super chat, Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs,
Thank you
as
for
usual,
the
very
super chat.
generous.
In his world. His world.
I was gonna do another DSP quote.
Or make
Thanks
your
for the
own
money,
way.
dummies, but no, I actually respect our viewers.
Borger. Trey.
Mr. Krabs with $1.99 US. Thank you. It's Homer Clobbered Wario Grommet Time Friday.
That is a lot of different
Which,
things for it to be time for.
Yeah, that's
Friday
it's
is
time for
just, like,
everything.
Yeah, Friday is just that kind of day.
It's a Homer Clobbering Wario Grommet Time Friday. It's great.
Wario's getting vomited.
Borger.
Who's next?
Dilnor.
Oh, that's
Dylan.
me. Mr.
it's-
Krabs, Mr. Krabs.
it's TVR.
$4.99.
It's TV Off by Kendrick Lamar.
I don't know what the song is, so I don't know what to do.
So
Sorry.
it's like birds. Acting bad, but somebody gotta do it. Get my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it.
Turn
Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off.
Thank you, Trey.
Turn the
Thank you, Trey.
You're welcome.
Tell you what, Dylan, you get the next one.
I love that song.
All right.
That song's in my workout playlist, so it's like, fuck yeah.
Mustard.
Here we are.
So
we
good.
have Giorno with the $5. They need to use this time to balance the skills. Cooldown in the skills are a bit long, and some actions like Tails Flight can't be used in the air. That doesn't make sense. But also, yes, I agree. They need to turn on the cooldowns, I think.
So I do agree that it doesn't make sense that it's not used in the air, but I actually think that's okay because if you can start using like your mobility skills, I think that'd be kind of broken.
Yeah, if you could just break the level.
Oh, so guys, they're
By
Brazilian
just
reals,
flying.
okay? Like, come on.
Yeah. All right, who's next?
Borger, it's me.
It'd be Pup.
Pup.
Giorno, back at it again with the 2 Brazilian reals. Also, why no Surge in the game, Rumble Team? That's an interesting one. Yeah, there's some odd omissions from the character roster.
Give it time.
Yeah,
I think Surge can make it into the game. You just got to give it a little bit of time.
I really think, it's kind of funny because those Sonic and Black Knight skins they were in high demand, and now they're in the game and people can't get them. But I think like the IDW characters and characters that they know they can sell a good bit of, they might be waiting for the release date. I hope.
I got a question.
You know.
Has Ken Pender said anything about the Sonic and the Black Knight stuff?
I don't think
I don't
I've
think so.
seen anything.
Woody.
Oh, okay. I would imagine he'd be the first one to start like nearly having a heart attack over.
No,
it.
Also,
that's
something
no,
really
that's one-
funny. Something really funny
Why?
happens when you Google
didn't-
Ken Penders.
I really don't want to Google Ken.
No, I'm
Pender.
gonna show you. I'm gonna put it in the. I'm gonna put it
Oh,
in
Jesus.
the town hall chat. You guys need to see
Okay, I was gonna say,
this.
is this safe for work?
It's safe for work. Don't worry. But you guys need to see. Right, check it. Check the town hall.
Okay, no.
Oh,
You really,
that's-
you really do need to show that to the stream.
Yeah, I will.
That is-
It's
that shit's
really funny. It's so fucking funny.
It's so fucking funny.
It's really.
That's really good.
I was not expecting that
Holy.
for a search result. Jesus.
Holy.
Oh, that's so funny.
Are you
when do we
gassing
get-
it up because they can't see it? Like I don't know why is
No,
it,
no,
I don't
no.
know.
I've put it on the screen in there. But Dylan, check the chat.
No, I see it. I don't know why I'm like it's because it's the wrong image. I mean, yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
It's just which image it is, as well as the guy speaking up.
Oh
to
yeah,
tell
I
the
mean, I
truth.
guess, but like, oh, I see, because he's like on the soapbox all the time. Okay, all right, I get it. Okay,
Oh God. I love the internet.
I thought I was
sometimes.
just like, I was like, yeah, the image is funny, but I guess like, I get it, I guess.
So when do we get what's her name, Laura Sue or whatever her name is? When do
Yeah,
we get
Laura
her in
Sue.
Sonic Rumble.
I said that in my video. I said, look, before you give me another Zavok, give me
Guess what I
Lara
was watching
Sue.
before the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I had a little bit of time, so I'm like, all right, I'll watch this video.
Oh, look at me. I'm Frank, and I watch Channel Pop.
Oh, look at me, I'm Pup, and I'm happy that my friends support me.
Oh, look at me. I'm Frank, and
Why
I
are you sad
support
about
my
it?
friends. Oh.
Damn right I do.
All right, let's get super chat now that that Penders thing is done.
God damn, man, that's so good.
Oh, that's really fucking good.
Oh, fuck.
Borger. Frank, you've got this one.
Giorno with the 10 real, Brazilian real.
Yep.
Also, this chat is for you, Dylan. Oh, sorry. Whoops. That seems a little okay. That Dylan, that's for you.
Read it to Dylan.
I want to thank you for the. I want to thank you for the feedback for my video of predictions for Extreme Gears and Crossworld on Ring Referee. I don't know what that is. Really
Hey,
glad
no
you
problem,
enjoyed it.
man.
Have a nice day.
Oh, Dylan, that's the
Yeah,
one where
good
you
luck.
told me about that. You said it was a
Oh.
really bad video, didn't you?
No, I didn't. That's not what happened.
Jesus.
As per usual, you just don't need to listen to Channel Pup because he only tells lies, and I only tell
Just
the
an
truth.
agent of
So I guess-
chaos at this point.
He only
thank you very
tells
much,
lies, and I only tell the truth.
They gave us money, and you're gonna
That's
insult
a-
them. Thanks, Dark Side Pup.
Yeah, nice one,
Oh,
Dark
that's-
Side
Oh
Dylan.
God, that does work. DSP.
I was
That's
gonna
so
say
funny.
Dark Side Dylan. But also because Jono addressed that
doesn't
to
fit.
you, I've already
dumb.
PayPal'd the money to you, Dylan, since that one's actually directed at you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm a good boss. I'm
I'll buy
really
a little-
nice.
I'll
I'm
buy a little
I'm
snack.
such a nice man.
He's so nice. He's got to tell you.
You're such a
about how
nice man
he
for
is.
giving me the money I'm owed.
Yeah.
Benevolent overlord. Borger. Trey.
I believe that's Trey.
Is it me? Okay, Mr.
Yeah.
SP, member for 2 months, with $5.09 US. Another specifically priced super chat for you. Thank you, Mr. SP, and thank you for
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the 2-month membership. Appreciate you.
Oh, look at me. I've been a member for 2 months. Oh.
Why are you trying to make our own viewer base feel bad for being members? So I don't understand. What's
You
your
should-
goal?
Imagine watching Sunset City. It couldn't be
Do you have the same marketing team as Sonic Rumble? That's crazy.
Nah, man. No, man. My marketing team are honest, okay?
Yeah, Sonic Rumble more like
uh,
Sonic Fumble. Am I right?
Yeah, but did you, wait, Frank, did you...
The views of Trey Nobles do not do not
They
represent
do
the
not
views
reflect.
of do not reflect the views of Garrula64 and Gotta Be Frank, who are
Frank.
members of the Sonic Rumble Creator Program.
Frank, did you see,
The views of Garrula 64. Yeah, whatever Frank said. Yeah, basically.
Frank, did you see the Figgies advertisement, though, where I just said, if you don't buy this, you're probably super uncool? I'm honest about this
I
stuff.
still gotta do that.
I saw it. All right, what's the super chat?
All right, so... Wait,
Oh,
have we read
okay,
the...
you did read it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
read
he
Mr.
he read it. He read it, and then you insulted him.
Oh, look at me. I insult the viewers. Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Pub was like, "Thanks for the money, you dummies."
Thanks for the money. Dylan, you're up.
Again? I just went.
No, you didn't. That was Trey.
Did I just go like twice? Didn't we just like... There were like 2 that were like, Dylan,
Oh, we
read
went-
this.
We went. No. Pup said that when I was reading a super chat because that message was specifically for you.
Oh, okay. Mr.
But I
SP
read
with
it.
the $5.09. Oh, no, we already got that. OZ Productions, Oz Productions with the $5. Pop, I fell off Attack on Titan because the anime took 4 years to make a season 2. It's entirely possible to drop out. Funny thing you say that. I did the same thing because I watched it in high school. I watched the first season in high school. And then I watched the rest of the show last year. So that was about 10 years. But like, I was not... It's not quite the same as he was saying. Because like, people who really liked Attack on Titan were there the whole time, I imagine. They were probably waiting, chomping at the bit the entire time.
So,
Yeah.
With the Sonic thing, it's... Yes?
I'm just saying, you had me at pup, I fell off. But, I'll say, if it takes 4 years for Sonic Rumble to come out, fair enough. That's all I'll say there. If it takes 4 years,
I agree
if
with
that
you.
thing, if that thing is
I
still
agree with
not
you
global,
on the Attack on Titan thing, but I don't agree about the Sonic thing, because I think the Sonic thing's different. Like, I think the super dedicated people are going to be there regardless, and that's a lot of them.
but is it enough to keep a mobile game afloat?
oh yeah, the
I think
people they'll
so.
pick up
I mean,
along the
like,
way.
like,
I
I
think
think-
good word of mouth is going to do a lot.
Look at
of
the
it.
Sonic movies. I guarantee you the Sonic movies would not be doing as well if the fandom was not as, like, crazy about Sonic as they are. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way.
I mean that in a derogatory way. So
This is
Like,
what
'cause,
happens when
'cause
your
one thing you
mascot
wanna
is a
look
critter.
at, sorry, I don't mean to keep talking, but like if you look at it, the Sonic movies have only done better as time has gone on, and that's because Sonic fans keep coming in because they're like, oh, they're doing stuff from the games. I like that. So like I feel like
Okay.
they're gonna show up. I think they're still gonna show up for sure.
You also only get one chance to make a first impression. And Sonic Frontiers' first impression was absolute dog water, yet it was still a huge success. Now, these are all false equivalencies. I'm just pointing that out, but I'm just trying to sprinkle a little bit of whimsy
These are
on this
also
conversation.
opinions that
I don't think not entirely false equivalents. I think there's some things. I think within the same Sonic series, I think that still definitely fits because like
these are also opinions.
plenty
that
of
I
people
only
were like
partially agree
Frontier.
with.
Yeah, I don't mean to keep talking over you, Frank. By the way, but you're just like
It's
you're the
fine, it's
quietest man on the earth in my.
It's fine. It's fine. I was doing a thing where I was like basically saying that like, oh,
Yeah.
these are also opinions that I partially agree with, where the game looked like dog water at first, and I still believe it.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, so like, I think Pup's right on that too. I think that does make sense to compare it because like people did pan that game. It did deserve to be panned for a bit of it.
I just hope
Then like
that people,
as things kept happening, people kept back to check on it.
I just hope
you
that
know?
the lesson being learned.
I knew a lot of
from this
people said,
wouldn't
"I'm
be
going to
like...
come back to this when it updates."
Well,
That's a lot of people.
I'm
I
also
remember
just
hearing a lot.
hoping.
I wish I could do that.
I'm hoping that the lesson Sega are learning from this isn't like, oh yeah, always start off with a dogshit impression and then work your way up. I mean, Shadow Generations didn't do that. Shadow Generations from start to finish was a consistently hype
Solid.
experience. Like,
Yeah,
the first
agreed.
impression looked good, and the game came out and it was good. I hope Sega will have more like that in store for us and not keep doing the whole, we'll get better with time, don't worry about it. But I think Rumble, as it is right now, is incredibly promising. It's just the fact that they haven't given it to us yet is the problem. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think it's going to be fine. I really do think it's going to be fine. I feel very optimistic about it. Borger. This is my turn, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Crab sends the $1.99. I hope we get a console release of Rumble. I completely agree. They in the Q&A said they're just focused on PC and mobile right now. But I think, yeah, at least the Switch should get Sonic Rumble.
Yeah.
I think it could work on all platforms.
It could. Like, it again, Fall Guys is on those platforms. This is like Fall Guys, but bigger and better. Like, so, yeah.
Fall Guys is on it. Stumble Guys is on it, which is like kind of a knockoff of the game.
That's the thing that's killing. Like, why
Wait,
does
is that a
Stumble Guys exist? Yeah, Stumble Guys
Yeah.
is a thing that exists, and
They get like official collaborations too.
yeah, they have official collaborations.
Oh yeah, that's right.
With big franchises, and that got released.
And it's on all platforms.
It's on
mobile,
It's on
console, PC.
What are we
It is
doing,
the
man?
wildest shit ever.
It's so it's like so blatant. It's not even funny. At least like Sonic has his own identity, but like Stumble Guys just doesn't.
I
It's
feel
almost
like
people
Stumble
really
Guys
trying to-
probably managed to get the appeal. Like, sometimes I think you can just release a blatant knockoff and have it work purely for the fact that it is unashamedly a knockoff. Like, I feel like
think
we're
it
at a
worked.
point now where you can do that.
I think it also worked because Fall Guys isn't on. It's not on mobile, is it? It wouldn't be
No.
possible.
I don't think so.
So
All I'm saying is
Stumble Guys
right
kinda
now-
filled that it
I-
filled that that need to have like a Fall Guys like game but mobile and actually have it be somewhat decent. And then
I
they were
guess-
able to release it on all platforms so you could just play with anyone.
I'm just going to say straight up, right now is the perfect time for the irate gamer to return. Chris Paws, if you're watching this, come
That guy's
back.
retiring next month.
No, come back. Bring back the irate gamer.
He's
Yeah.
been back for a while.
You're a
He
little
just,
late, dude. I think did
does-
he just announce he was leaving like
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
bring him
does-
back.
does
announced retirement.
Wait. So is it a case where he's mad or just that he rates games?
He is like an
Like
ADD
irate
irate
games.
He is an
He
irate man.
rates game. He
No,
rates
no.
games. I rate games.
No, okay, fine.
like
Then we
that.
need. You know
hate
what we
this
really
joke,
need?
But
What we
So hey everyone, Trey here. The joke
Stop.
is
Stop.
the term irate means
Stop.
angry, but the
Stop.
word separately irate means that I am rating something. You know,
Jesus
like I'm
Christ.
reading a game. Yeah. Double
Okay.
entendre there.
Now that you've just bulldozed my anus open,
Technically.
like, let's.
Oops.
I'm just gonna say, pissed off angry
Fucking
gamer
is-
needs to make a comeback.
God no. So yeah,
It's-
the irate gamer is actually going to be retiring. I think it was a month from now or something. But a lot of his stuff was just like Patreon first. But he's been back for a while. He even collaborated with
Yeah.
AVGN, which is the wildest shit ever. If you were following like
yeah.
all the
Yeah, well,
channels that
maybe
were
he
bringing
came
up,
back,
like,
but
oh,
he
that
should.
he was a knockoff or he stole jokes or whatever. Like
Right.
it was.
I
that's
also
a
think it's a
wild-
thing where it's like I can only imagine like after a while because it's been like 15 years since that whole shit happened. Like after a while, they probably just like came together like, hey man, like let's just do something fun.
I mean,
Let
it's worth
bygones
noting
be-
as well.
It's been
like,
nearly 20 years. We can fucking do this, you
But
know?
with
Like
AVGN as well, it was novel at the time to have like an angry reviewer persona that makes kind of an episodic format. And so like everything that came after was effectively a copycat for a period until it just became a subgenre. I think, you
Yeah.
could have Game Dude come back now, and it would just be seen as, oh, it's part of the
I hope not.
I don't think
that.
I don't
That guy. Okay, here's the thing. There was a
Isn't he
time
still
where I
on the run?
found. I think so, from the police. Yeah, like he's
So what if we could
But, like-
retcon that? Like, if we could retcon his
We
crimes
could.
and
A
then have him come
retcon
back.
is crazy. What
You
do you mean
cannot-
retcon? We
you
can't
cannot
retcon
retcon
crimes,
some-
pup. That crime I committed was just a headcanon. It didn't actually happen.
That wasn't-
Your
I mean,
Honor.
how do you think
Are
I
they-
managed to stay out of prison all this time?
Yeah, Your Honor. That was a fanfic. That was not written by me.
So fucking wild.
Your
That's
Honor,
such
that was
a-
an AI generated crime.
that was an AI generated crime.
Hey, you joke about that, but
oh, yeah,
recently
no,
there was a.
It's gonna be
Have you
real.
heard about the court case where I guess somebody AI generated like a video of their late husband speaking to the person that killed them,
Oh my god, that's insane.
and
That's
it
really
led to the
sad.
killer getting a longer sentence.
Jesus Christ.
It shouldn't have had to have
Well,
come
how does
to
that make any sense?
but-
That wasn't even. I don't understand how that makes sense.
I don't understand either, but apparently the judge was like, "Oh, I was very moved by it, by an AI video."
Ah, boy. Like, look, I'm all for longer sentences
The
for
judge is
killers.
probably old enough. They probably thought that it was real.
Yeah, this was like a really old dude, so like,
Yeah.
oh my
They
god,
thought it was
that's
like
gonna be a problem.
like magic, like a resurrection spell.
That's what's gonna happen next. Is like when I'm in court for taxes, they're
The
gonna like
resurrection spell.
have a video
That's how
of my
Game Dude's gonna come
grandmother
back.
saying she's
I-
really disappointed in me.
I really do think that, like, I think, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson or someone said something like this, where it's like AI is going to get so good that we're not going to be able to that the internet's not going to be a viable place to, like, get
No.
news from anymore.
The information age of the internet had died out a couple of years ago. It's just how effective people are at fabricating some kind of
Yeah.
story or
If
create some kind
I
of
mean,
If I get killed, don't use AI at my court case. Use my skeleton, get it on sticks, have it like open its mouth and
Yeah,
stuff.
dude, I'm gonna get like
What?
a ventriloquist.
Yeah, like get someone to just ventriloquist me. Like
I'm
I'd
getting-
much rather
I'm
that.
getting
It has
fucking-
chance.
Don't we
Jeff
still have
Dunham-
super chats to get through? What are we
We
doing?
really do. Like let's
we
I'm
doing?
gonna get
What are we doing?
I'm gonna get fucking Jeff Dunham to make you into a gimmick.
Can I please be a skeleton though? I don't want to be human.
A
He already has.
skeleton, yeah.
I wish
he's
to be
got a
free
skeleton
from
already.
my
I mean, you can do
fleshy
that.
prison.
He's got a skeleton already. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, anyway,
All right.
Borger.
Next super chat.
Shit. I think it's you, Frank.
Sorry. Okay. I got to go back to that whole comment of like the AI video. Cue the defense rolling out their own video of the victim going, "Thanks for killing me. Thanks for killing me. What I wanted."
Jesus fucking Christ. God damn it, that's alarming though. They could do that. They could literally oh god. It was euthanasia,
okay,
guys,
Katie
don't
with-
worry.
KB with the $9.99 US. The real question is, would Sonic and the Big Cheese feature Cheddar Shredder?
No, of course it.
Damn-
What a
you're
silly
damn right
idea,
you would.
KB. Why would that be a thing? The villain of the
that down,
fucking
write that
Big
down.
Cheese is Dr. Robotnik, you fool.
No. Write that down. Write that down.
No, I will never write down such an idea. It is too far
Man,
from
that-
the
that-
established status quo.
That idea was peak, and you soiled it.
Soiled it!
Soiled it.
Soiled it!
Soiled it. Soiled it.
Okay.
Alright,
Soiled.
Borger.
Who's next?
It's
I
you,
believe
Trey.
you are.
That's
Oh, it's,
you.
well, this is a great question for me.
very
Mr. Terry
fitting.
Chaos, €2. Which Sonic game has the worst soundtrack? It definitely depends on what you consider as like the worst in terms of like where your like standards lie. Because honestly, Sonic Eraser is like that's just grating awfulness.
I
You know,
love that bell.
it's just
Bong.
it's just it's a
It feels like that
that's-
bell is inside my brain, and my brain is just getting smacked every time the fucking
yeah,
bell goes off.
but like in terms of like and again, Richard Jacks had like he lost all the music files for this, but Sonic Chronicles is definitely up there just because they're just like
Yeah.
neutered, terrible versions of songs that are good, or
No,
completely
Sonic
original
Chronicles.
tracks that.
The thing is, for as bad as some of those tracks are, there are still some good tracks. Like the battle tracks sound like they're being played through a toilet, but they're still good tracks. The thing is,
Well,
It just means
yeah.
that like,
Generic,
they have
though.
decent.
But-
They have
but-
decent compositions. It's
but-
just the instrumentation is just horrible.
But wait till you see where I'm going with this. Basically, Sonic Jam on the Game.com has basically the same issues. Music that plays completely out of time and is neutered and stuff, except it doesn't have any good tracks at all. So I'd still say
That
Sonic
is
Jam on
true.
the Game.com.
Sonic Jam on Gamecom is up there. It's just bleeps. It's just like whenever people think of like, oh, it's just video game music, it's just bleeps and bloops. It's like that's Sonic Jam for the Gamecom. Every other example of video game music is actually pretty good for the most
Sonic
part.
Unleashed on mobile phone has no music, so that's immediately a contender because a Sonic game without music is ridiculous.
That's
who
true.
has played Sonic Jam on the Game.com in its entirety and did a challenge video on it.
Dude, fuck that game.
I will have a nightmare of that soundtrack, and I will wake up in a cold sweat. That's how bad it is.
I'm going to put on my thinking cap and say Sonic Adventure 1 soundtrack is overrated.
I'm gonna kill it. Actually,
yeah, I'm taking the piss. I think Sonic Adventure 1 has
I
the
know,
best
I
soundtrack
know.
like ever.
Yes, same here.
Sonic 4.
But
And
there's
it's not
also
even
like, yeah.
I would say Sonic 4 not for the compositions, because if you go through and you listen to like remixes of it, it sounds fine. The instruments, that's what kills it for me.
It's the same thing with Forces as well.
The thing is, like the Sonic
Yes.
4 soundtrack, right? Like Sonic 4 Episode 2 soundtrack, again, composition's good, instruments bad. But I can at least say that Sonic 4's soundtrack didn't give me the fucking whiplash that Sonic Superstars did.
That is true. Where it's like Superstars has some of the
Fair
most
enough.
like beautiful music that's in the series, and then coupled with like some of the most clown-sounding clown car music I've ever heard in my entire life. Get Jude away from the Korg Triton, please. Get him away from that VST, please. Please.
I will
It's the
say,
vacuum
Cyber
VST.
Station Zone is fucking hilarious.
I know.
Because you hear the
He-
Genesis snares, and then it goes into just this awesome piece of music.
It's like they
the
knew.
Sonic
It's like
2 snares.
Toriana because Toriana remixed that from a June track. It's like Toriana was like, nope, no June, stop it.
Nope,
It's time.
and then you just get this amazing piece of music. And it's like,
No, but
I love it.
Toriana
Yeah.
did quite a bit of heavy lifting there. Actually, they deserve their flowers
I would
because
say.
that
Yes,
final stage.
absolutely.
But the final stage of Sonic Superstars, a lot of people were under the impression it was June because it's got the electric guitar and it sounds kind of like June's electric guitar. It was Toriana. That was all Toriana. That one.
Yep.
Like,
Is this for the final boss?
no, not final boss. The final level.
No,
Egg.
Oh, right,
fuck,
right. Okay,
egg,
okay.
egg station. Act
Honestly,
2. Like whatever it's called.
I think they work well together. I would say rather than have June again go back to those Sonic 2 snares, have them collaborate on these things. more
Toriana
often,
actually
because-
has worked on Shadow Generations as well, doing
fuck yeah.
Act 2 of Chaos Island and Act 2 of Radical Highway.
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like kind of an unsung hero within like the OST set of things for Sonic, because you don't really hear him talked about all that much. Like, in like
Gotta put some
in the grander scheme of things. Yeah, I agree. Put some respect
gotta
on
put-
it.
Hell yeah.
There's also a case where it's like a soundtrack's just boring or generic, and like I hate to say this, but the most generic sounding OST is probably Dream Team.
Yeah,
opinion.
Dream Team is very like I love Dream Team as a game, but
Yes.
the soundtrack is aggressively mobile gamey.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
I could just shut off the music, put on like a Sonic like a Sonic playlist, and it'd be so much better. It'd be a much better experience, because that was the one thing I was realizing as I played Sonic Dream Team for the first time, was like, I will never remember any of this music. It's just
Yeah.
noise to me at this point.
Yeah, it's just there to serve a purpose of being background music, and that's fine. But like, Sonic's not a background music guy. You know, the
Yeah,
music
no,
is as
that
much of an
music-
identity as the game itself. You know.
That music is loud, it's in your face, and it's fucking awesome most of the time.
Yeah. Well, sadly, I do have to get going, but
Farewell, Trey.
it has been fun, and I love y'all.
Noibles.
I
Alright,
can't wait
you've
to
got
play.
Quite
I can't
a
wait to play
few
Sonic
more, but-
Rumble in 2027. Sonic Rumble stream. Let's do it. Hallelujah.
Fuck's sake.
Thank you, Jesus. But gotta be frank, Dylan, Pup, love y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Yeah. See you later, Trey.
Bye bye, chat.
Bye-bye.
Just a heads up, chat, as well. I have put 2 super chat cutoffs now. Anything south of the border now will be safe for next week. But for now, like we've just logged what we're going to.
Look at me! I'm popping Dylan, and Trey called you guys by your first names, but not me.
Oh.
What do you mean? It called you Frank. There was like a little bit before that.
All right.
Do I really have to be? Okay.
Borger.
You chose this.
Let's try and pile drive through these.
I'm aware.
Quicker.
3 years later, and I'm aware of how much this might have been a mistake.
Dylan, you're
it's also
up.
probably the best username I've ever come up with.
Which one is?
The one with the burger beneath it. The latest burger.
I'm looking at the other one. Which one did we just do?
We did which Sonic
Oz
game has the worst
Productions,
soundtrack. You want the one with Oz
yeah.
Productions.
Sonic. All right, Oz Productions, $2. Dylan, that was a total Millhouse response you gave. Thank you.
We don't even know what that's to.
I assume. I don't know what it's to, but I assume it's just, it's a goof and a gag because,
like,
Dylan,
Dylan,
I've never said anything dumb.
Borger.
Next
Okay,
up.
so Mike1911 sends $4.99. Here's $4.99. I don't have anything to say about Sonic Rumble. Thank you, Mike. This is your
Fair
yogurt
enough,
mail
respect,
moment. This is,
and thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mike. Borger. Frank.
Okay, Mr. SP with the $5 US super chat. How much do I have to pay to buy the rights to Channel Pop? Well,
just
how
feed
much?
me and I'm good. Just give me food, like bacon burger, please.
Bacon burger?
Bacon burger.
Just give me room and board. And I'm fine.
Borger. Dylan.
Jorno, $5, talking about Brazilian Reals.
Oh, God.
Sega, where is our Brazilian dub? Also, and
Fair enough.
what is it? Latin Spanish
Latin,
dub for my
Spanish.
buds. Still, we need a dub. Sonic been huge here since X.
They really don't make a dub.
I mean,
for that game?
I'm a big supporter of everybody. Just should be able to experience.
Everybody
these things.
should get a dub.
Yeah,
Yes.
it should be a dub. Absolutely. Thank you very much, also,
Hell
Jorno.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Borger. Lycaon? Is that correct? 222? Lycaon 222 sends 5 Brazilian reals. I can't play Rumble, but I got the super forms and Riders Shadow in Sonic Dash, so I'm happy. Here's a little money for you guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I love the little additions they add to Sonic Dash. I haven't got Riders Shadow, but I did get the super forms.
I need to get back to playing that game. Like, I don't normally play mobile titles, so it's always been difficult for me to go back to them, but I need to play some more of it.
Okay, so, Borger.
Mr. Krabs with the $1.99 US. Gromit, why did Dilnor and Trey crash out, Gromit?
For fuck's sake, thank you, Mr.
Why did
Krabs.
they crash out?
I'll get this last
Life
one
is
because it
pain.
is directed at me, and I can't read all of this on stream because we'll just get demonetized. But Jorno sends 10 Brazilian reals. Thank you, Jorno. This is for you, pup. I just remembered what you said about not being certain about Kamoshida from Persona 5, and then lists off all of Kamoshida's crimes. So basically, what I'm clowning on when I say that is how when I first booted up the game, I didn't know for sure that Kamoshida had done all those things. Like, I thought maybe it could be a misunderstanding. Because that's the thing, when you boot the game up, there is still, that openness to the story because I hadn't experienced the story yet. I didn't have that retrospect. So I've clowned on it to this day. I'm like, I don't know, guys. I think Kamoshida could be innocent, but obviously Kamoshida isn't innocent. Like, I'm clowning on my newcomer self when I say that. Like, if a real Kamoshida exists, which there are many, sadly, yeah, damn them all to hell. I'm not even going to begin to try to fucking rationalize that. It's just, yeah, like...
Which really says a lot about the whole, like... It's very funny because, like, people treat, like, whenever you hear about an allegation or something, like, that's how it's kind of treated. Like, they don't know the full story, but they'll form that opinion.
Yeah,
It's always wild to see how that plays out.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, when you're playing a video game and these aren't real crimes, there's a lot more of, like, these are crimes committed in the universe of a video game. I mean, they're fictional.
Yes, yes.
It's like there is that openness to be like, oh, there could be a twist or something coming, but, like, no, there's no twist with Kamoshida. And part of what makes Kamoshida such an effective villain is that he is a very real threat, and we can all kind of relate that to the real world. That makes him as despicable as he is. So, like, trust me, don't worry, I do get it. There's not a single bone in my body that's trying to genuinely defend Kamoshida. And we got...
It's good.
It's...
What I was gonna bring up is like the whole like not knowing all of the information reminded me of the time when I played BioShock Infinite. Like every now and then I saw a post about it or something, and people would ship two of the main characters in it, not knowing what happens at the very end or what they find out at
What
the
are they,
very
like,
end.
They're siblings or whatever.
No, they're father and daughter. Sorry if I spoiled it for
Oh.
somebody, but
Well,
that
yeah, well, I
game's,
mean,
like,
that's
really
I
good.
mean,
that's a
I
big twist as
still,
well.
like, I'm still not even at the end of the Kamoshida arc, but I just... I know from all the reactions to me expecting a twist that there's not a twist.
The only twist is, like, hopefully twisting that guy's head off.
Like, because this
Like,
is fictional. It could be aliens, you know?
He's an alien.
I need to play. What is this? Persona 5, right?
Yeah,
Persona 5 Royally. I mean, Persona 5,
Okay.
yeah.
Just
I'm,
don't comment on Kamoshida until you've played his full story, because
I'm just one day I'm just gonna tweet Kamoshida, and that's it.
you're just gonna tweet hashtag Kamoshida did nothing wrong.
It's for that game's insane though, because they make him the worst. He's like the most despicable person in the universe, and then every other villain you fight after that feels lesser.
Like a Saturday morning
Like,
cartoon
it's
villain
weird.
in comparison.
Like, they've all done awful things, but like you hate Kamoshida so much. Like, it's crazy.
It reminds me of like how bad guys in wrestling, like you'll have the ones that like, oh, I just hate the city I'm in, or I hate this, I hate that, and then you have like the really well written villain. It's like that guy who is like the face of the company. You all love him. I kicked the shit out of him to the point where he had to go to the hospital. And people are like, get the fuck out of here, or we'll jump this guardrail and beat you up. Like, they'll have that kind of hate for him, and then you'll have, like, the goofy heel where it's like, your city sucks. So on and so forth.
You guys
whatever.
all smell. Haha.
You guys smell. That wrestler's bad. Like, that's what the comparison feels like, and that is a very real comparison for those who know.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do need to stress, when we do say super chat cutoff, it is because we do need to go, but it's one more, so fuck it, I'll
I
just
can
get this
stay all day.
one more done. Miss Krabs with the $1.99. Look at me, I'm Pop, even more courage rambling. Oh, that's the last super chat, guys. Thank you. And yeah, there we bloody have it. Well, that's the end of the episode. So that means I'm forgetting
This
something.
episode took a journey, and I mean that in like the best way possible.
I'm
that was
sorry,
a-
I thought you hated this episode, Frank.
Nah, it was a journey, but it was like a really fun one.
Well, to end this journey off, where are you guys going? What is in your futures or your presents and that lot? Like, what are you doing on your YouTube and all that? You know how it is.
Hopefully not fucking crashing out anytime my computer decides to record things at 3 seconds a frame. And no, I didn't say that wrong. Lenovo problems. So if you want to support what I do, youtube.com/gottabefrank. I'll probably stream later today. I don't know. It's pretty warm today. I might go forego the webcam, but I'll find something to stream.
Have you ever eaten at Fogo de Chao?
Never
What?
heard of it.
Oh, it's a restaurant that does meat. I had a really funny joke, but I don't think I can make it now.
Oh, yeah, no, I've never heard of that.
Well, just look it up.
Sorry,
I'm going to remind
I'm
you
in
it exists
California,
until I can
like-
make the joke. It's a chain. It's
Okay.
a chain.
What's it called?
Fogo de Chao.
Oh,
They're
So
very
I also
expensive,
might
and from
stream
what
later.
I've heard, they've
I'm
been
not
very
sure
good
though.
in this.
Steakhouse.
I guess we'll find out. We'll
Oh.
see if I might stream later. Not sure.
it's a Brazilian
Pop,
steakhouse.
what are you up to?
That sounds fucking awesome.
Oh, Pup, what am I up to? I just got a video out about Sonic Rumble, so if you want my actual like in-depth thoughts on the game outside of the discussion of delays, that's in that video. And Dylan, what about you? What say you, Dylan?
I might be streaming later. And that's all so
Hell
far.
You know how it is. The episode is over. We must all go. Good night.
Yes, I'm hungry.